chat. Also 5 months. I love you more than that last chatter. JK, I love them too. Let's go 3 months. Looking cute today, chat. Yo. Hi chat, love you.
videos and just do a lot of commentary on his stream. It's
Only
all
recently
me.
subbed, but I've looked in here several times and have learned
Now
so
what
much.
are we waiting
Thank you,
for?
Hasan.
Waiting for Hasan. What will he do when he's live? Open up the casino, let the gambler in. It's time to sit. I bet we're gonna be sitting here waiting for Hasan. I used to come here for politics. Now I watch him game and yell at great names all day. God, how long have I been sitting here waiting for Hasan?
What's going on, everybody?
Waiting for Hasan.
I hope everyone's having a fantastic
Waiting for Hasan.
evening. Fantastic afternoon, and a
months, thanks
fantastic
for the
pre-noon.
laughs,
No
love you,
matter
Chuck
where you
Piker.
are in the world, I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We are live and alive, and I hope all the boys, all the girls, and all of the MBs are having a fantastic one. It is, after all, Monday, July 19th, 2021, 11:04 a.m., and I'm early as hell. I'm so goddamn early, dude. One of those moments where yesterday I only did like a 4-hour stream, and I did a bunch of other stuff on top of just like streaming. So
Love you, Hads.
I didn't really
Love
get
you,
to
chat.
do my regular stream, so I'm excited. I'm excited to be on camera again. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm a freaking addict, dude. I'm a goddamn addict, dude. You know?
Half a year already?
So yeah, I'm early as hell, but I'm here. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful one. It's 85 degrees today in California. It is so hot.
Stunlocks, let's go.
It is so incredibly hot. But hey, guess what? Still a good day overall. Still having fun. You were naked in a bed for a while, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm in a bad mood again. Because immediately, as soon as I say I'm in a good mood, there's some chatter who's like, I know you had sex. And that's not normal. Okay? Be normal, chat.
I'm officially an old head pogo.
Be a normal person. Okay? No.
Jammies.
Anyway. Okay, but you don't deny it? No, I didn't. But like, that's the worst part about it, is that it's not even, I'm not even getting laid. And these motherfuckers think I am. But who cares, dude? That's not normal behavior, okay? Chill.
Checked in.
Anyway. As I was saying. Last night, yesterday, we did a shorter stream. We just did like Chad Vice, and then I ended it. And I was so tired. I was so incredibly tired. Because I've been working out a lot, you know, and then yesterday I did some other stuff. Like I did a podcast. So basically, you know, I took some time for myself. And my brother was, of course, mad at me. Because I didn't go to his, like, 5th birthday party.
Almost a year hassle.
Of the week. His 5th. Not 1, not 2, not even 3, not 4, but his final, like, 5th birthday party, which was at his house.
Queef.
And it was supposed to be like, you know, just like us, I guess, and eating pizza and stuff. Just like me, my mom, his girlfriend. And I didn't attend it. And he was like, well, a phone call would be nice. And it's like,
8 months,
dude,
Pog.
we did 4 days in a row of like celebrations for you, man. It's not even like a sick birthday. It's literally, you're 28. You know what I mean? Like it's your 28th birthday, dog. It's not that important. Like, I'm sorry. You're not like, it's not 21. Okay. It's not 18. It's not 16. There is no like cultural significance in any culture on the planet, no one's like, dude, the 28th birthday is the most significant one. You know what I mean? It's like, god damn, dude.
4 months, let's go.
And here I am also like, you know, I'm over here 6 days out of my 30th birthday, and I'm like really anxious.
Hassle.
Because, you know, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I should have just like planned content around it. You know what I mean? At least that's one thing I would have enjoyed doing is like, you know,
Portugal
streaming.
News. Pogu at Hasana by Portugal News.
So,
Pogu at Hasana by Portugal News. Pogu at Hasana by Portugal News. Pogu at HasanAbi.
anyway, I'm not doing Portugal news. What's your PO box so I can send a gift?
27 months.
Just
That's
look up PO box.
months longer than my second longest relationship.
Oh, lol, do not stream on your 30th? No, I'm definitely going to stream on my 30th. What are you, crazy? 102 degrees Fahrenheit here in Marrakesh, living the best life in a fucking furnace. Yeah, well, you live in Marrakesh. That's so L. You know what I mean? I'll tell you this much. When it's 85 degrees in California, it's just too hot for the AC. Like, you put the AC on, and it kind of doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You turn the AC on, and it's just blasting away, but it doesn't feel like it.
I just got married. Just wanted to share. I'm excited.
Anyway, regardless of everything else, it's Monday, folks. So we are going to be talking about the news, obviously.
Hope
but
chat is having a goodish Monday.
I'm going to keep it a $1.50. I feel like there isn't really anything popping off right now in the news. Okay. Usually there's like hella stuff that happens over the weekend, and I'm like, here is all the stuff that I want to talk about. And honestly, question marks, there's a ton. Not really. I mean, there was a massive flood last week in Germany that I haven't really covered, that I could talk about, which was crazy. Infrastructure stuff is popping off, but not really popping off. It's just like moving on at the same pace that it's supposed to be.
Just got declined from a job interview, Sag. It's
quicker than before.
The community has helped me a lot, so I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'll
the
be
Texas
okay.
State Senate passed an anti-CRT
like
bill that
song.
drops
It's like
Martin
my
Luther
first
King
time
Jr.'s
I've
I Have a
ever
Dream
made
speech
money
from the
making
state's
music
social
independently.
curriculum.
Hassle.
Just like every fucking week, dude. It's literally there's a shooting over the weekend. There's a million shootings over the weekend. We live in America. Probably low on Freon. What the fuck is a Freon? Kanye? Didn't you start early because there's a ton of news to cover? Yeah, I lied. No, I started early because I was excited. I was excited to start. I was excited to start streaming. I'm sorry that I was, sorry that I love doing this. I love streaming, and I got excited to stream.
6 months. #Chud love.
My bad. Hundred Thieves had a collab with Gucci.
Yellow, let's go.
The big news story of the day, like the main big news story of the day, is literally that. Oh, Andrew was on Deezus and Marrow. I'm gonna have him on my podcast as well, hopefully. The big news story of the day is basically that the first Capitol Rioter that was convicted on a felony got 8 months in prison. So,
Shout out to
you know,
all
that's pretty
Ferguson
crazy.
Hassel.
Delta is popping off.
As buff.
Texas is just like really trying to be Alabama. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Texas. I feel like Texas as a state, as a concept, needs to just chill the fuck out. Like, ever since Joe Biden won and Republicans recognized, like, oh my God, if we let everyone fucking vote, we might actually lose Texas. Ever since that happened, I feel like they are the Republican state legislature in Texas is just like, we are going to do literally everything to be as close to Alabama as possible. What's up, Buddha? What did he say? Yo, Hasan, you want to hear something wholesome? Yeah, I always love hearing wholesome shit, even though you're not a wholesome motherfucker, so I doubt it, but let's hear it. What's the wholesome story? Let's hear it. Say it, dude. Yes, I'm not a Cancer. I'm a Leo. My brother is Cancer, though.
Good streams lately, Aljan.
Murad is a blessing. What the fuck? Yeah, like that's... I mean, he's both Cancer and also he is a Cancer. Like he's
6 months hassle.
What do you call it? He's that's his sign. Not that it matters. Okay, let's blast off. Let's do it. I'm gonna tweet that I'm live. What did he say? He said, wholesome of the nuts in your mouth. I gotta ban this motherfucker, dude. I gotta ban him.
As Saj.
Pull some of these nuts in your mouth. That's great. So I was right. I was literally correct. When I said, like, you are incapable of being wholesome, let's hear it.
Subscription,
I was
baby.
literally right.
Let's
Got
go.
it. Okay,
Right
thanks, man.
finger, smiley
Thanks,
face,
man. All right, let's
finger.
blast off. Daycare's open. I'm live. Texas is trying to be Alabama. Ben Shapiro is
Love
big
you,
mad.
Don't know wall.
You did not miss anonymous user. Thank you for the gift of subs. You didn't miss the PO box. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna do it
This
for my
is
birthday.
America, brother hoggers.
What else was I gonna say? First U.S. Capitol Rioter convicted of a felony.
Hey Arjan, wicked hype to see you collabing with Gus and Sabrina. Gus and Eddie podcast when?
More. We got Andrew on Jesus and Marrow. And finally, the new JCS murder
Let's
that
go, I should be
just
saving money, but
dropped.
those ads man has.
Get in now. www.twitch. That was a long ass fucking intro, dude. Twitch.tv/HasanAbi. Okay,
9
let's
months,
do it.
thanks Hoss.
Boom. Boom. Insui, stop fucking sending me your own Twitter and your own meme that you did on your own Twitter, okay? Classic. Bro, check this out. This is a funny meme that someone did, dude. Yo, check this really funny meme out, dude. Someone else was like doing a really funny meme, dude. Anyway, fucking speaking of self promo here, blast this off, boys.
10 months, let's go.
For the entire universe. Larry Elder didn't make the state recall candidate roster. Fix your banner. Your W banner is Crooked King. Oh shit, dude. Thank you.
Hey Hasan, struggling 25-year-old chatter. Lost my job due to COVID and drowning in debt from school. Trying to get married and secure a house without sinking further into debt and depression. It's rough out there, boys, but we hanging in there. Love
Jesus
you, Arjan.
Christ,
Capitol
dude.
Riders deserve 5 years at a min.
You need the version without
Andrew on
Discord? No, I don't mind it. I actually don't mind having Discord there too. I like wait, Lil Nas X is going to court?
Yeah, I'm
Thanks for the 2 months of brainwashing.
What the fuck is
as my
this,
dad would
dude?
call it BPLR.
All right, let's take a look at what's going on here. What the fuck? All right, let's get
Hi,
started.
chat.
Let's get started with Lil Nas X going to jail. Why? What's up? Is he going to jail? Is Nike suing him over the Satan shoes? What is this? So this guy's a gymnast and he's testing the beds. It's probably not a real anti-sex bed, right?
Games. The beds are meant to be anti-sex. They're made out of cardboard, yes, but apparently they're meant to break at any sudden movements. It's fake. Fake news. In today's episode of Fake News at the Olympic Games, the beds are meant to be anti-sex. They're made out of cardboard, yes, but apparently they're meant to break at any sudden movements. It's fake. Fake news.
So there was no like anti-sex bed. It was just like all made up. Dude, it's so wild. Every fucking time there is the Olympics are happening, the entire world just goes so horny, dude. Like, I mean, listen, it's, yeah, you could probably say, oh, wow, that's funny. You should mention that, Hasan. Like, we know how fucking horny you are sometimes on the timeline. Like, we saw you adding your own social media under Karina's post about who I should follow. Like, yeah, that's true. I constantly am horny posting. Okay, it's unacceptable. Okay, I get it. But what's weird is when your parents are horny posting. Okay, and the media collectively decides like all of these Adonises. Okay, Adonai. I don't know. Adonises are just like so fuck hungry at the Olympics Village, and they're all like they're constantly fucking, dude. They're fucking so hard. Let's think about how they're fucking. Like, ooh, do they have condoms? Do they not have condoms? Are they hitting it raw? It's like, why is your mom and dad talking about that? Like, why is the news media always like collectively so horny around the Olympics? It's like 90% of Olympics messaging and the marketing around the Olympics is about how much they're fucking bareback, dude. You know what I mean?
17 months of awful content. I hate you, chat. Hasan smash.
Always, dude. Always. Because they're all hot. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But also at the same time, just like, you know, what I have to say to those people, okay, what I have to say to your parents that are constantly fucking,
you, Arjan,
you know,
Hassel.
looking at these,
that the goal of our work is to help Guatemalans find hope to folks at the Mexico border. Do not come.
That's all I gotta say. Listen, to your mom, to your dad, to the fucking news media.
Do not come.
Don't do it.
Hassel.
Don't stop it.
Do not come.
Stop it. You have to stop coming. News outlets love talking about it for some reason. I don't know why. What is sex like in the Olympic Village? Here's everything. Do athletes have sex in the Olympic Village? Here's the deal. How much sex are athletes having in the Olympic Village? Why is there so much sex at the Olympics on Reddit?
At HasanAbi, this headline about the music guy resigning from the Tokyo Olympics
I had
does
sex
not
with an
match
Olympian
the
once.
severity of what this dude did.
She was so jacked. It was crazy. She was like a skier. I think for the Swiss team. It was Winter Olympics, so it doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? And she was like,
love you.
I think she only had like a gold. She didn't have a gold. I think she only had like a silver or a bronze. Bro, she had quads though. You know what I mean?
Okay, buddy, this month 8th of us spending time together. Heart, thank you.
Toyota pulled all ads from the Olympics. Yeah, I know. They pulled the ads because, like, while everybody in the Western world is talking about Olympics this, Olympics that, everyone in Japan is losing their fucking minds over COVID for understandable reasons too. Like
11 months with my favorite himbo feels good, man.
Bro, starting to sound like Sterling Archer. Won't be happy to bang a literal monarch queen. I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Hassle, 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 hassle.
The real impressive feat there wasn't that I hooked up with an Olympic skier. The impressive feat was that I had sex with her in the frat house kitchen that I used to live in, like in the chef's room, that nasty ass fucking chef's room. And then
Abby,
she knew I lived there and still came back again in that weekend. So that's like,
hi.
her, Lara Gut Behrami? No, she's not Italian. She's like Swiss or some shit. I don't remember. I mean, I know what her name is. Like, I mean, I don't want to talk about it. It's probably fucked up to mention it now. Let me see. You will never find out. Also, she's not like super
Thank
famous.
you for helping me through my tough times.
Not famous at all, actually.
Fake nows.
Talks about it for 5 minutes. You're never gonna find out. Wonder, did she have a? Maybe she didn't win a single medal. Actually, I think I might have lied.
Yo.
I clipped this a few days ago. You might get a laugh. Finally, murder frogs are happy. No. Stop. Good for you. I have 0 Olympians interested in me. I mean, I thought it was cool, like, because, you know, she was in the Olympics.
Poggers.
These are the clips your future kids will see. Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck. Dude. Did you cover Texas putting a vigilante bounty on women who get abortions? I mean, this sounds like an insane story. This sounds like something that they may have misconstrued. You know what I mean? It seems
Thank
like
you for being a good content creator.
Like, I don't think you can do that. All over the country, restrictive abortion bans have become the new, are being introduced. And Texas bill goes one step further by incentivizing individuals to enforce the law with a $10,000 or more award for anyone who successfully sues someone providing. Oh, yeah. This is so psychotic. Never mind. This is real. When you say bounty, my mind instantly goes to like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like because yes, I remember this. This is real. Sorry. When you said bounty, I thought you meant like not like a hackathon bounty. You know what I mean? But instead like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, right here, brother. This bitch got a fucking abortion. It's like psh, breaking through the door of a fucking 14-year-old a girl who like secretly had to go get an abortion. It's like, you're under arrest, bitch. You're coming with me. Like, that's what I thought. It's not like that. Yeah, it's a legal strategy to get around the normal appeals process. Anyway. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the other thing in a second. The dude who was arrested and first felony charge that just got dropped.
I subbed to HasanAbi for 15 months and all I got was a smaller
Former
head
member
and a
of
fatter
K-pop
dong.
group EXO accused of raping 30 girls, some being underage, and the replies are all just EXO stans that are mad about their group being mentioned in this rather than the allegation. What the fuck?
Hassle.
The Tumblrites think you're a misogynist? Okay. What else is new? I mean, who
20
cares?
months boggers.
Like, actually, who cares? Why report on it if it's bullshit? It's not bullshit.
6 months spog.
Anyway. The state has put a bounty on the head of any person or entity who so much as gives a patient money for an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy before most people know they are pregnant. Nancy Northrup, president and CEO of the Center for Reproductive Rights, said in a statement to Elle, worst, it will intimidate loved ones from providing support for fear of being sued. Here is the heartbeat bill that this fucking psycho put forward. This is real, yes. Banning abortions the moment an unborn child's heartbeat begins.
You and chat help
For joining with us here today.
Novel coronavirus.
Our Creator endowed us with the right to life, and yet...
Okay, there's a one-ear situation here. I'm going to hit the mono on the audio. How do we do that again? I'm going to force it to be mono again.
9 months. A baby has been
Desktop
born.
audio.
Been
Boom. Mono.
Comrade.
Let's see if it works.
Millions of children lose their right to life every year because of abortion. In Texas, we work to save those lives. And that's exactly what the Texas legislature did this session. They worked together on a bipartisan basis to pass a bill that I'm about to sign that ensures that the life of every unborn child who has a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion. I want to thank the...
Texas is so hot, dude. Also, Texas, you wouldn't know. Looking at these fools over here, you would not know that Texas is a remarkably diverse state, okay? Like, you would think that Texas is Iowa, looking at this background here, okay? Except their population, their demographics numbers are not like Iowa. It's like 70% white, including a lot of like white Hispanics in that number as well. They're not. Well, hold on. Let me give you what the. Since 1970, Texas has gotten significantly less white. In 1970, Texas was 86.8% white. Now it's 70.4% white. That includes white Hispanics too. Non-Hispanic whites are only 41% of the population. Non-Hispanic whites in Texas are only 41% of the population. Okay. The black population has lowered. The Asian population has increased a lot. The native population has increased. And other has increased. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I don't know what other is going to be here. But anyway, yeah. So a lot of Hispanic whites live in Texas. But you wouldn't really get that. You wouldn't really get that looking at this demographic makeup right here. You would be like, oh, Texas, you know, kind of like Iowa. And by the way, that's not Iowa slander. This is one instance where, like, I'm actually being very serious. Iowa is the whitest fucking state. You know what I mean?
The entire legislature, both Republicans and Democrats, for stepping up to stand for life. And I want to thank the lead authors of this.
I love when they put the women in the front, too, because it's like, come on, ladies. This is about your pussies. Come on, get up front there, sugar. Show us what you got, hot stuff. Come on. It's like the same energy as having, you know, the all four like black representatives front and center on like a crime bill. You know what I mean? It's like, I know why you did that. We all know why you did that. Okay? Look at the entire fucking room, dog. Tumblr was right. Yeah, exactly. I'm a misogynist for making fun of what Republicans very deliberately do, which is use like the handful of white women to severely restrict women's autonomy over their own bodies. This is what misogyny is. Over under how many of them have daughters that were forced to have an abortion having sex with a non-white? I mean, who knows? I find the dudes in the back tiptoeing hilarious. Tons of pro-choice women though, to be honest. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about the DACA ruling as well. Of course. Oh my fucking God. Fox News workers. Fox News workers have their own corporate vaccine passport. It's called the Fox Clear Pass. Shut up. Oh God. Yeah, of course they do, dude. Of course they fucking do, dude. God, Texas is so fucking whack. I'm sorry. For all the people that live in Texas, like, I'm sorry that that's happening to you, okay? I hope you can figure it out. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, the more Austin grows, the more Texas is going to turn blue anyway, but it's going to be fucking annoying. Like, when Texas turns blue, it's not going to be like a cool blue. It's not going to be like Vermont. You know what I mean? It's not going to be crusty. It's going to be the fucking shitty California style blue or New York style blue, which is like supposed to be very liberal, but instead it's just like the same kind of annoying hyper capitalist corporate overlords that just say like, hey, I think we should enslave trans people as well as straight people. Like, I don't know why, you know, I don't know why we don't just like enslave the gays and the trans alongside the cisheads. Like, the fuck? I totally don't mind having an incredibly diverse serfdom. So, you know, like every big city in America is very liberal when it comes to, you know, social issues, but whenever it comes down to like, I don't know, Uber drivers trying to get more money or try to organize to get recognized as like full-blown contractors or rather employees down the line, it's like, no, you're a slave. Know your fucking place, you dirty little peasant. Come on, sweaty. That's not very girl boss of you. Mehdi Hasan talking about Cuba. We can talk about that. Do you hear yourself talk, says God's elect? What does that mean, I wonder? I wonder what this person is upset about. Hide? Normal question, everything. This should happen to all LGBTQ people. Dumbass, you need 2 people for that. Never heard about that. Witch hunt, interesting. Who would have thought? Clap, clap, clap. Short woman always stand in the front. Yeah, dude. Yeah. They put the women in the front, not because it's a fucking abortion bill, but because they're short. They always put the women in the front. Dude, if you don't know, like literally optics 101, dog, like these dumbass hogs can comprehend it, but you can't for some reason. Like, these people are barely sentient, okay? Like, this guy literally just looks like, oh my God, he looks like a riverboat gambler, dude. Look at him.
Brian Hughes, Representative Slauson, thank you so much.
I came all the way out here from Louisiana on my riverboat. I was gambling. Listen, I quaff my hair for this. On this day, I say, we are going to execute ladies that want to get an abortion. Look at this fucking guy, dude. Them O'Driscoll boys, dude. They're out there, okay? That's a goddamn O'Driscoll.
And also want to thank all of the
like, if you're this excited to fucking ban abortion, you're such a scumbag, dude. What the fuck?
life groups who join with us here today, but also who worked tirelessly during the course of the session to make sure this bill got passed, and for everything they do to cultivate a culture of life in Texas. I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker also for their leadership in this effort. Now, we're about to make it law.
Wow. What an exciting picture here. It wasn't enough to severely restrict and limit the amount of like reproductive health service places in Texas, in the entire state, for girls, women, whoever the fuck wants to get an abortion. Which, of course, every single time we have this conversation, I gotta like remember and repeat it to you guys. 90% of abortions happen in the first trimester, and it's a very easy procedure, okay? You go to a doctor, you consult a doctor at a fucking Planned Parenthood, they give you a pill, and it's literally just a heavy flow period, okay? You take a pill, and then you just pee it out, okay? Heavy flow period. That's what a miscarriage in the first trimester looks like, okay? So for all the people who are like, oh my God, you're murdering the life. No. Well, it hurts a shit ton more than that. LMAO. Okay, shut up. It's not P, OMG low. I'm joking, dude. Yes, it's not P. Just stop. Let me fucking trivialize this without you, like, butting in every 3 seconds to be like, no, actually, it's super severe. You're fucking wrong. I've had an abortion. You're wrong. The Republicans are right, by the way. Like, yeah, it's not literally P, dude. Okay? It's not actually P. Okay, guys? I'm sorry. No jokes! No jokes allowed! Fucking Tumblr Andes, dude. Shut the fuck up! Aside from the religious angle, do you think Republicans do this so they can have a higher population rates of poor white communities, thus more votes in the future? The abortion restrictions are exclusively just like religious bullshit. Exclusively religious bullshit. It's about forcing women, or it's about punishing women for having sex, okay? Because women should never have sex. Unless it's, you know, to have a child. It's puritanical as fuck. It's also about, it's also about enforcing like religious rules on an entire population in an effort to appease the evangelical base, to make it seem like they're actually doing something. These are easy things that they can do, despite the fact that, the overwhelming majority of the American population is in support of safe, free, accessible abortions, especially in the first trimester. And not necessarily banning it after the first trimester. Some women say they aren't concerned about overturning of Roe because Republicans don't want to lose that carrot and stick for their base. Do you think this is valid or naive? It's not some women. I've said that. I've literally said that. Because it doesn't matter. Overturning Roe v. Wade doesn't matter. You want to know why? You can say I'm a misogynist all day. Because it's already fucking overturned in every goddamn state, dude. Like, in most red states, they already have made it so that it's, like, virtually fucking impossible to get an abortion. And in ways that you don't even recognize, that the media doesn't even cover. Like, in Oklahoma, there's a network of private hospitals that are Christian. If you ever get a fucking abortion and that's on your record, they will literally no longer help you. So you're just locked out of an entire network of Christian hospitals in the entire fucking state. Fun fact, nearly the entire state is a network of Christian hospitals. So what are you going to do? So there are no good reasons for restricting abortions in this way, because we all know, and it's been proven time and time again, that because the woman has full control over her own body, like, a lack of access to reproductive health services that offer abortion only means more back alley abortions. That's why abortion activists, that's why, pro-choice activists will oftentimes show the coat hanger. You know what I mean? In their minds, people are murdering babies. No logic will change their minds. I mean, you can make the libertarian argument, dude. You can and make the libertarian argument to be like, look, if someone is invading your fucking house, you have the right to terminate them. You know what I mean? This is more severe than your house. This is like literally your own body. You should have autonomy over your own body. And the worst part about this is, so what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to punish people who are engaging in back alley abortions? How are we going to know if someone is just simply had a miscarriage? And this already happens in this country. Pro-life freaks are so insane. The Secretary General of the organization that killed Dr. George Tiller in the 96 Olympics bombing still runs a Christian bookstore in Iowa. Hell yeah. Oh no, an unexpected responsibility, time to kill it. Okay, my friend, you are 14 years old, you've never even gotten pussy, and you're in my fucking chat talking about, like, having a child grow inside of you as though it's like an unexpected responsibility. Like, it's not just an unexpected responsibility. Do you understand? Like, it's significantly more than that. It's not like, oh my God, oops, I didn't realize I had homework due tomorrow, you dumb fuck. Like, mother of 3 is pregnant with 4, then her husband cannot afford a 4th child. Take care of the problem, kill the fetus baby. Well, no one believes that the fetus is actually a fucking baby, dude. And here's why, okay? If you had 1,000 fucking fertilized eggs on the one side in a burning hospital and one fucking actually full-blown baby that's out of the pussy on the other side, you would never literally be like, oh my God, I gotta save all of those eggs that are being fertilized at the moment. That's 100 lives, dude. You would save the fucking baby. Because that's a fucking baby, and the other is a different thing. There's a cluster of cells. You know what I mean? No one is going, oh my God, but that's 100 fucking lives, dude. We gotta save 100 lives there. Like, no, you don't believe that. Just like honest vegans will admit that there is a difference between a human being and an animal. And when push comes to shove, like some vegans won't, but most honest vegans will admit that they have some speciesist points of view, especially when presented with the, if you're in a plane crash and you have the option to like eat an animal, okay, versus another human, you're probably going to preserve the human's life to eat the animal first. Okay? That doesn't mean that you should be eating animals all the time in the comfort, in a normal circumstance, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. But that is the honest vegan argument. I feel like the woman should get an abortion, but it's not that hard to take birth control or use a condom. Dude, again, you are literally not, like, it's so obvious that you are not a woman. Whenever people say it's not that hard to fucking take birth control or use a condom, it's like, you're clearly not a lady, okay? Or worse than that, you haven't even talked to a woman ever in your fucking life about this. Because, like, birth control is fucking horrible. There are a lot of people who can't take birth control, okay? It fucks their body up. It's not as simple as like, oh, I'm just taking a pill and, oh, no longer am I having a period. No more babies. Like, you're just, it's a situation that you fully cannot comprehend. It's expensive. It fucks your hormones up. You start getting acne. Your emotions are out of fucking whack. Like, there are legitimate medical reasons as to why people can't take birth control to begin with. Even when you wear a condom, there's still, you know, there's still a likelihood that you could still get pregnant. Like, it's not, none of this is 100%. Men refuse to take the pill because they saw the same effects it does to a woman. The DNA of an egg isn't a human DNA. The human DNA is a combination of the egg and sperm. That's why a human is created at the point of inception. The unique human DNA is assigned at that point. Yeah, I understand science. That's why I said, like, if there were eggs in vitro fertilization, if they were fertilized eggs in one on the one side, and even when you have that hormone, those hormones pumped in your body, you could still absolutely have, you can absolutely still have a pregnancy. You can still be pregnant. The real problem is that the law as applied will only restrict poor people's access, rich people travel. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Anyway. I saw a commercial a few days ago, and the laundry list of severe side effects at the end made it sound like a literal parody. It's kind of absurd. Yeah. The worst part about this is that in this room, statistically speaking, in this room, there's people that have gotten abortions. Obviously, it's overwhelmingly men in that room. So I don't mean like the men literally got abortions, but there is no shot that there aren't homies in here that had their daughter get an abortion, maybe even by force, or have their spouses get an abortion, have their mistresses get an abortion. That's why these fucking pieces of shit always get caught. It's like always a self-report, dude. Whenever a Republican is like really agitated about something, it's just a self-report, okay? It's just a self-report. That's why whenever you see people who are like, remember that Oklahoma state Republican? Whatever that guy's name was, who literally wrote a law that ended up increasing his charges, which was like, you know, sex trafficking within 100 feet, or like hiring a prostitute within 100 feet of a church. Like, he himself wrote that fucking law. He was anti-LGBT, and then he got caught fucking a 17-year-old male prostitute. Like, yeah, Tim Murphy, anti-abortion rep Tim Murphy resigns after
and his sex scandal. Tim Murphy of Pennsylvania, a husband and father, giving us 2 weeks' notice today. Here's ABC's David Wright.
Tonight, this Pennsylvania Republican caught in a sex scandal, Congressman Tim Murphy, effectively gave 2 weeks' notice. He's out of Congress effective October 21st.
I think it's appropriate that he moves on to the next chapter of his life.
Yeah. There you go, dude. There you go. Yeah, what ended up getting another abortion was Tim Murphy's fucking congressional career. Anyway, speaking of aborted fetuses that survived, unfortunately, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz were trolled by friend of the show, this guy, what is his name, Walker Bragman or something? Yeah, he
oh my god, I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
He literally rolled up to them and said, "It's top of the hour every hour. It's time for a 60-second ad break." It's so crazy. I don't know why he said that to them, but he said also that if you no longer want to see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can subscribe for $5, or you can subscribe for free with the Twitch Prime. I mean, he said that, not me, okay? I'm just relaying the information in the video. And he also said that you can use an ad blocker or a VPN, but here's the ad break now. It's crazy that he said this, okay? Dude, I was missing out on this, dude. This gives me life, motherfuckers. You don't understand, okay? I was missing out, like, yesterday, because I had so many fucking people. Like, I had all the guests and shit in my chat. Like, I just couldn't do this, and I was so... I was waiting. I was so excited, dude. Here's the ad break. Okay, let's go up, too. I gotta stand more. I actually believed you for a second. No, he did not walk up to fucking Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and tell them that it's top of the fucking hour, dude. Okay. All right, let's go.
I mean, everyone thinks you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy. People think you're a pedophile. I don't think you're a pedophile at all. I don't think he's a pedophile at all. The charges against him are totally false.
Look at his face when he does it. We're gonna play this a lot today. Also, I can't believe Jake Paul decided to end his YouTube career and become this guy's security guard.
Oh my god. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I mean, everyone thinks you're crazy.
Watch this fucking demon's face, dude. Watch the demon face just turn when he realizes, like, oh my god. Oh, this is a fucking... He did such a good job because, like, there are cranks. Like, the MTG fans and the Matt Gaetz fans are cranks. So, like, he was able to walk in by being as loud as possible, hide in plain sight, basically, because, like, they're so used to all the fucking cranks that are like, America, yeah, hell yeah, baby.
Crazy. I don't think you're crazy. People think you're a pedophile. I don't think you're a pedophile at all. I don't think he's a pedophile at all. The charges against him are totally false.
I love that Marjorie Taylor Greene is not even aware. Like, she's just like, yeah, I think this is a God-fearing, patriotic American man who doesn't think Matt Gaetz is a pedophile. I agree. I agree with you, God-fearing man. I also don't think Matt Gaetz is a pedophile, or even if he was, I don't care. Maybe those 20 or maybe those 16-year-olds were wearing something salacious, wearing something sexy. Who knows? Okay.
No, the charges against him are totally false. They're totally false. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I mean, everyone thinks you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy. People think you're a pedophile. I don't think you're a pedophile at all. I don't think he's a pedophile at all. The charges against him are totally false. They're totally false. Oh my God.
I love this video, dude. Anyway. Crazy. How crazy to not have a problem associating with a pedo like Matt Gaetz while he's being investigated? Yeah. Oh, Ro Khanna got ratioed or something? Bill Kristol is one of the most thoughtful voices in defending liberalism and democratic institutions in our country. Learned a lot in our conversation about shaping also an inclusive narrative around American patriotism. I was a strong and early critic of the war in Iraq. And Kristol and I have very different worldviews on foreign policy, but to have a discussion about strengthening liberalism and liberal institutions with people you disagree is, in my view, needed in a pluralistic democracy. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Ro Khanna always does shit like this. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, Bill Kristol is like not just like a regular. Not sure why everyone's upset about this. Gonna go Google Bill Kristol. Ro Khanna does shit like this all the time, dude. He does. I'm sorry. You must be new here if you are surprised by this, okay? This is literally a textbook Ro Khanna move to just like... I mean, he's more progressive than the average Democrat, certainly, but he does stuff like this all the time as well. So, anyway. Did you see this DC clip about the shooting? Yeah, that's the only clip I'm going to show you from that fucking shooting because it's insane. But before we do that, let's talk about what my main man, Mehdi Hasan, has to say about Cuba.
Teaching of American history, and especially black history here at home, has been bad, incomplete, whitewashed. But our knowledge and understanding of America's history on the international stage, and especially with our neighbors to the south, is even worse. Take Haiti, now in crisis again after the president was assassinated in his home earlier this month. The Washington Post editorial board reacted by calling for a swift and muscular international intervention in Haiti, led, of course, by the United States military. No mention of the fact that Haiti's first elected president, the leftist priest Jean-Bertrand Aristide, was toppled in a coup orchestrated by Haitian officers, some of who were on the CIA's payroll, or that Aristide was...
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, we should do that again. That was really good. That's what I think. When I think of American foreign policy in our backyard, I think of all the resounding examples of success.
Overthrown again in a second 2004 coup, whose instigators were supported by elements of the George W. Bush administration. Or that Haiti was militarily invaded and occupied by the United States between 1915 and 1934. Take Cuba. In an appearance on Fox News to discuss the growing protests there, Republican Mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, said U.S. airstrikes...
This dude is literally the biggest fucking psychopath, dude. Like an absolute psychopath. Like, just said the embargo is not a big deal. As a matter of fact, it's very poggers. Okay? Then followed up by saying, yeah, he is hot. Shut up. And then followed up by saying, we should explore airstrikes as a fucking option.
Strikes against Cuba are an option that has to be explored and cannot be just simply discarded. Sorry, what? It's almost as if the CIA didn't try to assassinate Fidel Castro more than 600 times, as if the Bay of Pigs never happened, as if the United States hasn't spent the past 6 decades imposing a crippling embargo on an island of 11 million people, a policy that the rest of the world is totally against. Last month, 184 countries at the United Nations General...
Like, the funniest part about that take, when you move beyond how psychotic it is, okay? When you move beyond how psychotic that take is, like, his fucking constituents in Miami don't even want it, except for, like, the most reactionary psychopathic Cubans who should literally be ignored. Like, do not make that a noteworthy thing, okay? They're psychos. Just because they're fucking brown, or in most cases, they're not even fucking brown, they're white, doesn't mean that, like, you have to listen to them, liberals, okay? I'm sick and fucking tired of, like, liberals who are like, oh my God, but they're Cuban. They're Cuban and we're talking about Cuba. We have to listen to them. It's like, no, dude, that person is a fucking freak, okay? That's a hog, brother. Just because that fucking hog happens to be Cubano doesn't change the reality that that's a fucking hog, okay? Sorry, sweaty. It's literally like looking at the Contras and being like, well, I guess we have to arm the Contras. I mean, sorry, that was a real fucking girl boss move by Oliver North. You know what I'm saying? Like, arming and training the Contras is a real girl boss move because we were giving guns to brown folk so that they could liberate themselves, you know, from the oppressive socialist state. Because you fled Cuba and know their experience? I don't give a fuck. Suck my fucking cock, okay? Hey, if you're Cuban, 12-month subscriber, and your fucking dumbass grandfather is like, oh my God, we need to fucking push the embargo, actually, who also believes in QAnon conspiracies and, like, voted for Donald Trump and loves Donald Trump and thinks he's still fucking president. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what he has to say. It doesn't matter that they're fucking functionally brown because they're white Hispanic, okay? I don't care. Like, you don't know their lived experience. Suck my fucking cock with your lived experience, dude. Oh, shit, man. Oh, no. What are we going to do, dude? I really need the lived... I need to hear the lived experience of, like, psychotic QAnon supporting anti-vaxxers who think the embargo should not fucking be lifted to apply further pressure to the Cuban state, dude. Man. How about you experience some bitches, chatter? Okay, suck my cock. I mean, seriously, like, why do we do this? It's so fucking annoying. It's so incredibly annoying to act like in any other circumstance, we would literally look at these people and go, that's a psycho. That's literally a psychopath. Why would I listen to that person? Why would I tailor my fucking foreign policy around the lived experience of a psychotic reactionary? But because they're like, you know, white Cuban, white Hispanic, whatever, they're like, well, they're still technically Cuban and we need to center around their lived experiences. Like, yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm debating Miami friends telling me you're not Cuban, listen to Cubans, LMAO. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. It's insane. Like, it's literally insane. We never do that. Generalizing all Cubans who disagree with you. Any Cuban, and I say this with my entire chest, any Cuban who does not want to lift the embargo is a psychopath. Okay? You're basically saying, I don't give a fuck if my grandparents or whoever the fuck is living in Cuba still. Like, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't want to send them medicine. I don't want to send them money. I don't give a fuck if they live or die. Okay? Straight up. Like, literally, you're a complete and utter psychopath. It is the same energy as Candace Owens knows more about black issues. She's a black woman, sweaty. Listen to Candace Owens. Like, I don't care. Fuck Candace Owens. Who cares? A lot of time they're too close to the subject to think about it rationally. One's lived experience doesn't always represent the situation as a whole, and it can be very biased. Yeah, I mean, it's dumb as fuck. Also, the U.S. State Department doesn't give a fuck about the Cuban experience, dude. They're not centering the lived experience of Cubans living in America in exile or some shit. Like, they're doing this because They want to turn Cuba back into a fucking sugar plantation with casinos. That's it. Which is what it was. And that's precisely why our foreign policy in Cuba was literally arming and fucking training the Batista regime till the very last moment. Okay? God damn, dude. God fucking damn it. Oh, I'm sorry, Sweaty. You need to center your point of view around Reconstruction. Okay? You need to center your, Reconstruction era point of view, not around, like, black people's lived experience, but actually on the lived experience of the slavers, dude. Why don't you think about their property damage and loss of property? No, I'm not going to do that. Suck my cock. How about that? Okay? Suck my fucking Turkish cock, dumbasses. I'm sorry. Some of you need to hear this because, like, you literally think that this is, this is a big own. Like, my lived experience. My parents' lived experience. Like, you think you're going to get in here and be like, I live in Florida. And my realtor, QAnon mother's lived experience should be centered on American foreign policy that starves Cubans. I don't give a shit. Fuck your parents, dude. Get the fuck out of here. The anti-embargo rebuttal they use is that they're already getting medicine and profits from Russia and China when there's very marginal statistics on top of their authoritarian regime taking it all. What do you mean their authoritarian regime taking it all? What do you think? They're just like taking all the syringes and like sticking it in their asses, dude? It's the government. Yes. They're taking it so they can distribute it. Cringe take. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Motherfucker's a 4-cent fan, but he's like upset that I'm making fun of Cubans who are being like, who are trying to take advantage of that like liberal point of view that's like, the lived experience. Okay, dude. Yeah, go back to making fucking Zolol memes. Sweaty boy. Anyway. Sorry, Hasan, you haven't played the new Far Cry yet? You don't get to have an opinion? Yeah, true.
Assembly voted to end the U.S. embargo on Cuba. Only 2 countries voted to keep it, the United States and Israel. Look, our record across the rest of the globe isn't much better. We're still bombing Iraq and Syria. We're still over a month away from withdrawing from our longest war ever in Afghanistan. And post-war Libya remains a mess. And yet there are people seriously suggesting that we...
Imagine your Cuban take being completely influenced by your hatred of D. Yikes, reactionary as fuck. What? Oh, God. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, my God. That's just the self-report, if anything. We're not doing that. Don't do Papela D spamming either. Mods, nuke the Papela D spams, please. Oh, God, it's the fucking worst. It's the worst.
We send troops to Haiti?
God, this dude is in here thinking like... Thinking that like anything I have to say about American foreign policy is centered around like some random fucking Twitch streamer, dude. Yeah, totally.
We launch airstrikes in Cuba? Have they lost their minds? Or just their memories? And if it's their memories, well, to quote George Santayana, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Anyway. Yo, you just saying sweaty boy kind of sounds like you're calling them a wetback kind of sussy bud. I too like to make up an imaginary situation and get mad at that imaginary situation sometimes. I love having an active imagination where I make up a hypothetical that is not even something that's happening right before your eyes and getting mad at that hypothetical. You should cancel me on Twitter. Good bait. Motherfucker doing yoga with that stretch? No, it's my favorite thing. No, people do that all the time. People are literally like, what if you called a black man the N-word? It's like, yeah, what if? That would be an entirely different predicament, an entirely different situation where hatred would be warranted. But that's not what happened. So why are you making that up? Dude, I'm so mad about this fucking made up situation that I came up with on my head about what you possibly did, even though you didn't do it. I'm so mad. We should literally just get mad at this guy because of what I thought you could have done. Yeah, what if fuck. Yes, I apologize for your fucking delusions, dude. It's just making those worse for the few family members left on the aisle, and the Cuban people in Miami mayor is a gigantic moron. Yes, part of my family were pre-Cubans and have the rare take that both regimes are bad for different reasons. Both were dictatorships. Cuba rarely ever had a democracy. I also agree we should end the embargo. Look, end the embargo, okay? Stop trying to fucking, fund democratizing initiatives. Like, we know America doesn't give a fuck about democracy. We're not the world police. We are not the moral arbiters in the world. Far from it. We're kind of the fucking worst at
hey Ryan, what's on your
our foreign policy record is kind of the worst. If you treat Cuba with respect and allow them to have sovereignty and autonomy, and they still end up going forward with like incredibly restrictive freedom of speech restrictions and all this stuff, then yeah, and that's right. You are correct in your assertion that like Cuba is still operating like a dictatorship. But the argument I always make about this is like, if your government leader was if your government leader was like routinely under the threat of assassination, okay, over and over again by a gigantic superpower like China, let's say, even though it's not even comprehensible because like China is nowhere near as powerful as America is to Cuba, right? They were constantly trying to fucking murder leaders, constantly and stopped every other country in the world from like doing trade with you openly. Then America would 100% fucking restrict freedom of speech. I mean, we had the Patriot Act after 9/11. This notion, and I don't know about that one chief, is an ahistorical take. You think America had like, during World War II, you think America had like fucking free speech? No. Like, we have a Sedition Act, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? We have the Patriot Act to mass surveil every single person. We have the Sedition Act that we use against people that are like agitating against war. Even during Cold War, we had McCarthyism, McCarthy trials. Like we were fucking, straight up yeeting people who were commies or perceived to be commies. So this idea that America would never have like restrict people's liberties. Yeah, ask the fucking Japanese Americans how they felt, dude. America would never abuse, America would never operate like a fucking dictatorship. Yeah, I think the Japanese living in America during World War II have a unique perspective on that, I think. And with respect to the rest of the fucking countries that have been cooed, and I'm sorry to the other Latin American boys, girls, and MBs in here right now, but like, if you look at comparable South American countries, like Cuba is so much better. Like, they're doing so much better. With what they have, with the shitty hand that they've been dealt, they've done a fucking insane job. And anyone who refuses to acknowledge that is delusional. I'm sorry. Like, anyone who refuses to recognize how profoundly successful Cuba has been over the course of the 70-year fucking embargo under the Castro dictatorship, the Castro regime, whatever you want to fucking call it, okay? Under the Castro government. Despite all of these circumstances, despite having the world's largest global imperial power in their backyard, consistently trying to fuck them up. Cuba's fucking doing great. What the fuck? Oops. My family's trying to FaceTime me in the middle of this.
Our radar this morning.
So we talk a lot on this program about trust, about how trust and
I just like this is I don't like the format, dude. I'll see if there's a different video that's like shorter. Anyway, let's get to Ben Shabibo. Okay. Ben Shabibo is big mad for 2 reasons. Let's talk about it. Ben&Jerry's decided that they're no longer going to sell their products in occupied Palestine. Okay. Their delicious ice cream. Their goody ice creams. I wonder what I wonder if these Ben&Jerry, big anti-Semites probably, right? I wonder what their background is. Ben's background or Jerry's background. They're probably just like, you know, just being anti-Semitic, I assume, right? Anyway. They're Jewish. That's why I'm making this joke. Anyway, I think the owners of Ben&Jerry are awful politically, but they make great ice cream, so I eat there because I'm not a vindictive a-hole. And Ben&Jerry's will end sales of our ice cream in the occupied Palestinian territory. Read our full statement. He says, oh, well, guess I won't be eating any more of your ice cream. So you're wrong. You are a vindictive asshole, I guess, Ben. Like, imagine thinking that fucking Ben&Jerry's is like bad politically, dude. They're like inoffensive. They're inoffensive progressive guys. It's not even like. Anyway, I'm sure your mommy doesn't let you eat ice cream regardless. So this is kind of like, you know, kind of like when chat says like, all right, I'm not having sex with any women until we figure this out. And it's like, yeah, well, I don't think you were doing that anyway. I'm boycotting sex with women. Oh, yeah? Good. You do that. My hog-ass parents wouldn't let me and my siblings eat B&Js because they thought it would turn us into liberals. Ben from Ben&Jerry's was Bernie's 2020 campaign co-chair. No, I know. Ben&Jerry's is a big Bernie bros, for sure. The reason Ben Shapiro can discuss his experience eating ice cream is because there's no embargo on food here, unlike Cuba, which has an embargo on food and medicine. But more importantly, it is similar to your embargo on the stream. At the top of the hour, it's 12:23, dude. That's not a good bait. You gotta fucking wait until later. Anyway. Yeah, not good timing. It's a terrible timing for a bait. So Ben's very upset about Ben&Jerry's. Interesting. Oh fuck. I can't watch this Ben Shapiro reacts to insane woke TikToks because whoa, what the fuck? Uh-oh. Mini F, mini F, mini F, tiny F, tiny F. All right, the boat is rocking a little bit. Don't worry. All right. Let's watch. Fuck Ben. We'll get back to Ben's other thing because NPR did a piece on him about how outrageous the business model, how Ben Shapiro is using Facebook to build an empire. He got very upset about that. We're going to talk about that. But before we get to that, Capitol Rioter, first ever MAGA chud who has been held responsible for his actions. This is remarkable, folks. I mean, thinking about this is crazy. Crazy. Accountability? What? That's weird, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
News in the first felony sentencing from the January 6th attack on the Capitol, Paul Allard Hodgkins of Florida just sentenced to 8 months in prison. Hodgkins was seen inside the Senate chamber with a Trump flag, a rope, and goggles. NBC News correspondent Pete Williams joins us now. Pete, this rioter did not assault anyone or destroy property. How do you judge his sentencing?
Well, the prosecution had asked for 18 months in prison. That was basically the sentencing guidelines here. His own lawyer said no prison time, maybe home detention. And Randolph Moss, the federal judge, sentenced him, as you said, to 8 months in prison plus 2 years of supervised release. The judge said, addressing Hodgkins in court, although you were only one member of a larger mob, you actively participated in a larger event that threatened the Capitol and democracy itself. The judge said the damage that was caused that way was beyond a several-hour delay of the vote count. It's a damage that will persist in this country for several decades. Now, Hodgkins himself did address the court today, Andrea. He said that he was truly remorseful and regretful because he feared the damage that the incident has caused could hurt the country. But he said, I realize my involvement still did contribute to the greater problem that took place. So he did want to take some responsibility. This is the first, as you say, felony charge. There have been 2 other guilty pleas. They were misdemeanors. So this was the prosecution said, use this to lay down a marker that would say you can't attack the Capitol. You can't
destroy democracy. 8 months. I mean, it was an attempt. You know what I mean? People are going to get mad at me, but I think 8 months is fine. I do. I think 8 months is fine. I really do. Because, I'm not one of those people who's oh my God, this is worse than 9/11. You know what I mean? I'm not. I think those people are fucking insane, okay? The people that say January 6th was worse than 9/11 are literally just doing a branding thing for January 6th. And whenever people say, well, black men get thrown in prison for much longer sentences for significantly less. Yeah. And that's really fucked up. And that should no longer happen. You feel me? It should not. Of course you would say that. I mean, yeah, of course I would say that because I think that, yes, I am a consistent advocate for rehabilitation over incarceration. And I believe that the criminal justice system is incredibly fucking racist and also incredibly punitive. And that's wrong. So, Wait, was that person's name literally We Must Secure? Oh, okay. What about... Oh, dude. Fuck you, dude. What about Derek Chauvin? I've talked about Derek Chauvin as well. I think his sentence was just for attempted murder. Yeah, that's a Nazi, by the way, folks. We Must Secure is the 14 words, is the first 3 words of the 14 words. That's just a literal Nazi. Did I say attempted murder? I mean, I meant murder. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I was still thinking about the attempted coup d'etat. My bad. Slip of the tongue.
Disrupt democracy, there are going to be consequences. But I think realistically, Andrea, while this sentence is probably on the lower range of what will be the ultimate list of sentences from all these hundreds of cases involving felonies, there are many more serious sentences to come for those people who did destroy property or who did engage, among the worst charges, engage in violence.
And in terms of his own regrets or apologies, take us inside the courthouse. What happened today?
Well, he did.
My fear is that, like, you know, people who fucking say, like, well, black people get way longer sentences, like, we have to fucking, you know, we have to hit this guy with the book, right? Liberals who say that don't realize that, like, you know, this is going to be used on black people too, right? As a matter of fact, the overwhelming majority of, like, protesters that get caught and arrested are now going to be black people. Like, oh, they, you know, they broke windows. Like, they already do that. They didn't need this to do that. For any matter of political protest that, like, gets out of control, even though this is different than, like, this is different morally from a Black Lives Matter protest because it's fucking bullshit. Like, the basis is bullshit. It's built on a lie. And it's also different because it was deliberate and the ultimate goal was to, you know, storm the Capitol. So it was pointed versus most of the Black Lives Matter protests are, of course, non-violent. And then the ones that are violent or the ones that do escalate are escalated because, like, police brutally fucking start beating the shit out of the protesters. So it's usually something that isn't, you know, predetermined. Yes, Khalif Browder did spend 3 years in Rikers Island without a trial for allegedly stealing a backpack. This is true. This is true. He also committed suicide. Like, this dude deserves to go to jail. I'm not saying that this dude doesn't deserve to go to prison. I think he should. He should face the consequences of his actions. I am fully on board with that. I'm not one of those people who's like, dude, this was just like whatever. This was just a meme, dude. Like, because I know that there are very famous lefties even who are who I otherwise love and appreciate their support or appreciate their fucking points of view that have a different opinion on this than I do. I'm a bit more on the side of, like, no, these people should be punished 100%.
Address the court. He had submitted a court document earlier, an affidavit, a statement, but he did read a statement, looking down at it most of the time.
Lol, have you seen the sheer amount of videos circulating around? BLM has caused billions in damages. Not true. A lot of it to black business owners. Also not true. You made that up. And also, you don't care about black people. Why the fuck are you bringing up black business? Because you think you're going to fucking own me in the argument? Like, just not true. None of the things that you said are true. Okay? But also, don't fucking act like you give a shit about black business owners or black people in general. Because, again, like, Black Lives Matter as a political movement is something that black business owners are fucking on board with too. With the exception of, like, I guess the 8 fucking psychotic reactionary black conservatives that probably get circulated all over the fucking conservative ecosystems. Black Lives Matter has caused gorillions of dollars in property damage.
Addressing the judge, says he was sorry for what he did, that he was swept up in the moment. But he asked also the judge not to sentence him to prison. He said, you know, if you sentence me to any time in prison, I'm going to lose my job. I'm a mechanic. I'm in an apprenticeship. It'll set me back. So he would.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's crazy. I mean, look, I wish him a very well rehabilitative process. But yeah, dude, you can't. Like, you can't be fucking storming the Capitol with rope and talking about how you want to hang motherfuckers, dude. Like, what are you doing? And then 5 people die. Yeah, you're gonna get fucked, dog. That's how it works. Like, what do you mean? The sentencing could set the bar of punishments for hundreds of defendants. Video footage shows Hodgkins wearing a Trump 2020 t-shirt, the flag flung over his shoulder, and eye goggles around his neck inside the Senate. He took a selfie with a self-described shaman. His lawyer pleaded with Judge Randolph Moss to spare his 38-year-old client time in prison, saying the shame that will attach Hodgkins for the rest of his life should be factored in as punishment. Oh my God, dude. The lawyer argued in court that Hodgkins' actions weren't markedly different than those of Anna Morgan Lloyd, other than Hodgkins stepping onto the Senate floor. The 49-year-old from Indiana was the first of roughly 500 arrested to be sentenced. Pleaded guilty to misdemeanor disorderly conduct last month and was sentenced to 3 years of probation. Hodgkins was never accused of assaulting anyone or damaging property. The prosecutor says he deserves some leniency for taking responsibility and also immediately pleading guilty to the obstruction charges. Yeah, why are they fucking throwing the book at this guy, though? That is interesting. I mean, he did have rope. I think that's probably why. But they also noted how he boarded a bus in his hometown of Tampa, bound for January 6th Trump rally. Oh, God, he's from Tampa. Just lock him up. Fuck it, dude. I mean, look, if you're from Tampa and you're fucking getting on a bus to go all the way up to the Capitol, yeah, just to be safe. That right there, officers. Chill. I'm from Tampa. I'm sorry to hear that, man. We should liberate Tampa. Cuba Libre. How about fucking Florida Libre? Okay? Livre. SOS Tampa. Holy shit. Do you usually talk about feminism? I believe that feminism is a social construct that tries to change men's behaviors in order to follow the feminine narrative. If you are a man and you go against it, you are considered sexist and toxic male. What is your look on this? Yes, I do think that, it's not the feminine narrative, but rather correcting a historically patriarchal social construct that society has developed around. And I do agree that equality is a necessity for all marginalized groups, and women are no different. But yes, in most circumstances, if you're like, almost all circumstances, if you're like, aha, fuck feminists, I hate feminism, then yeah, you might be a sexist, a misogynist, for sure. Is Florida that bad? No, Florida's great. Florida's great in like short bursts. You know what I mean? It's not. On the day he walked through grounds already littered with smashed police barriers and broken windows, evening passing officers and others injured as the crowd surged towards the Capitol, prosecutor said. Time and time again, rather than turn around and retreat, Hodgkins pressed forward with a rope. You know, if you're fucking talking about hanging politicians with a rope and you storm the Capitol, people die, like, yeah, you're gonna fucking get in trouble, dude. You got. What kind of feminist do you define yourself as? A sexy one. A sexy feminist. I'm a feminist so that we can finally, start making fun of women without consequences. That's why I'm a feminist. I'm a sexist feminist. Did you see this? Even Oz doesn't want her. What is this? Australia is deporting British commentator Katie Hopkins. Oh no. Athletics 33-page sentencing filing devotees several pages to the Civil War, highlighting Abraham Lincoln's calls for reconciliation weeks before his assassination. The court has a chance to emulate Lincoln. Okay, well, you know, that is a really interesting take, because the court, if the court was emulating Abraham Lincoln, kind of depends on who you're talking about. If you're talking about like white slave owners, that's one thing. But if you're talking about Native Americans, for example, well, Abraham Lincoln is responsible for the largest mass execution of Native Americans on U.S. soil by court decree. Pretty sure. So I don't think you want that, you know? They might use literally the rope that you brought to the fucking, you know, Capitol against you. One of the largest. Many of you don't know this. I'm not talking about like straight genocide. I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln okaying the mass hanging of Native Americans. A lot of you don't know American history from the point of view of natives, and it shows. Here, let's take a look. Abraham Lincoln is not seen as much of a hero at all among many American Indian tribes, native peoples of the United States, as the majority of his policies proved to be detrimental to them. For instance, the Homestead Act and the Pacific Railway Act of 1862 helped precipitate the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad, which led to the significant loss of land and natural resources, as well as the loss of lifestyle and culture for many tribal people. But then the one I was talking about is the Dakota War in Minnesota in 1862 led to the hanging of 38 Indian men. 303 Indian men had been sentenced to hang, but the others were spared by Lincoln's pardon. The Sand Creek Massacre in southeastern Colorado in 1864 also resulted in the deaths of hundreds in the Cheyenne of Arapaho. But that's what I was talking about. It's one of the largest. It's one of the largest like mass hangings of Native Americans. Obviously, like other American presidents did way worse shit to the Native Americans. Arapaho. Every day I get to learn new horrible things America's done. I mean, yeah. There's the. This is the largest, right? Isn't it? Arapaho? I don't know how to say it, man. It's just like I barely fucking pronounce English words correctly, dude. I just Arapaho. Why are you standing? Largest mass execution of U.S. history 150 years ago today. Lincoln ordered the execution of 38 Dakota Indians for rebellion, but never ordered the execution of Confederate officials or generals. Yeah. So I was right. It is the largest mass execution. Actually, Hasan, he also killed vampires, so that balances out all the Native Americans. True. This is a fact that I did not cover and did not consider. The surrounding circumstances of this mass execution is because, like, even more Native Americans were slated to be executed, as we talked about already. It was like 313, I believe. And this was the liberal approach to being like, let's not murder all of the Native Americans that you want to murder. Let's only murder like a couple of them and lead to the largest mass execution in U.S. history by mass executing 38 of them, right? So that's liberalism, baby. Let's go. I mean, that's how you do it. Feel me? Were there any Native Americans in Turkey when you lived there or in Greece? No. What? Why the fuck would there be Native Americans in Turkey, dude? That's the reverse of like what my grandfather unironically believes, which is Native Americans are Turks. Havasu. Havasu. It means air and water. Havasu. They're Turks. You know, they went from Turkey to Alaska. Is Turkey called Turkey in Turkish? No, it's called Türkiye. Does Turkey discriminate against African? They're African Americans? What? They're African Americans. When you're black anywhere in the world, you're African American, dude. Yo, look at these African Americans living in Zimbabwe. Turkey's African Americans. Oh, that's so funny, dude. Okay, a fun fact. I mean, this is like super, super marginal, but there is like an entire village in Turkey of Afro-Turks. Very, very small number of African Turks that live in Turkey. It's like I don't even know. It's minuscule. I don't know how to describe. It's like I don't know what percentage it would be. Africa is American. Hasan, please learn your history, your English history. You are being me right now. I'm 100% sure that Chatter is 9 years old and just learned that black people could be offensive. And probably. Because they were killed? No. No. Countries that don't have a lot of black people in them, okay, that aren't like, that aren't where like native black people live, is not because they murdered all of them. It's because they didn't participate in the chattel slave trade, the transatlantic chattel slave trade, in the same way that these other countries did. Hasan got rolled. That's why. Turks were, or at least the Ottoman Empire was more focused on. The Ottoman Empire was more focused on, you know, enslaving the Balkans and whites, but not in the same concept as like chattel slavery. Anyway, I don't really want to get into the nitty gritty of it because every time we talk about it, people fucking lose their minds. It's like, what do you mean? Are you saying that it was ethical? Like, no, of course not. You should talk about the Indian American farmers protest in India while you're at it. I have talked about it. The Indian American farmers. Oh, the Ottomans wanted to conquer the Balkans, so the Armenian genocide was cool then? When have I ever said that? Like, at what point did those... I love this, dude. Like, 99% of like... shit slinging in the chat unironically revolves around things I've never said, things I don't fucking believe, okay? And it's like you just made a hypothetical up in your mind to get upset about, and now you're upset about it. Chat still reeling over your views regarding free bleeding. Trust they will be upset for a while. Yenichiri, you mean? Lots of them Serbia and shit, right? Just a historical question? Yes, Yenichiri. The Janissary program was a really interesting one because the Janissary program was a really interesting one because, like, it elevated people that were forced into, or oftentimes like sold into, indentured servitude by their parents to the highest level of society. It, like, literally. But at the same time, they were completely removed of their ethnic identity and their belief system, and trained to become like warriors and artists and shit like that. Dave Shirame, yes. Castrated? No, that's just in the castration only happened in the oh my god, the harem. Why can't I fucking remember the word? And only until later. And it only happened to the black harem slaves, basically. Yeah. Didn't Lincoln review the death sentences allowed only one suspected of rape and massacres? He commuted the others. The point is that during the time of the Civil War, the Confederate generals were not subjected to the same kind of scrutiny that Native Americans were. That doesn't mean that what they did was like right. The correct term is African American Ottoman slaves. No, that's not the correct term. The correct term is actually top of the hour ad break, which is coming right now. It's a 60-second ad break. That's the correct term. And if you no longer want to see those ad breaks, though, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. That's the actual ad break. You can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime and avoid the ads. Here's the ad break now. Leave America at your international out of your international diaspora. We stole ours fair and square. In Bulgarian schools, we were taught that everyone was literally a slave, but now it's a lot less revanchist and closer to reality. I mean, it still wasn't good. Like, it still literally wasn't good. Who the fuck wants to be enslaved by an empire? You know what I mean? An imperial power. Not good. Hasan, are you a lesbophobe? I saw it on Twitter. Yes. Um, 100%. Totally. Britney Spears calls out sister in an Instagram post. Let's take a look.
Now to our GMA cover story. Britney Spears is calling out her father, sister, and her support.
You change your views about male lesbians? Like, dude, if you're male, you're not a fucking lesbian, dude. Unless you're non-binary. Unless you're fucking non-binary and like male presenting. In which case, I guess you're a lesbian. You're not like woman love woman though. But beyond that, you're not like, you can't just be like, I'm a cishet and I'm a fucking lesbian. You know what I mean? I'm a cisgender man and I'm a lesbian because I'm not a child. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not fucking 14 years old. So I think this is like, hey, I'm a lesbian because I love pussy. I find it weird to be considered a lesbian because I'm male presenting. I mean, I don't fucking know. I think some people want it, I guess. For the record, like, I'm just gonna say this again. I think because a lot of people don't understand it. Not everything is fucking valid, dude. Okay? Hello? Not everything is fucking valid. This is not the everything is fucking valid broadcast, okay? There's plenty of other fucking circles on the internet that you could go to and be like, this is valid. Like, if you come in here and you're like, what about the lived experience of my grandparents who are reactionary and want to fucking bomb Cuba? Why won't you center your foreign policy on, you know, this tiny island and the continued oppression and embargo and multiple assassinations of Cuban leaders? Why won't you center that around the psychopathic reactionary point of view of the lived experiences of my psychopathic QAnon Cuban grandparents, huh? Like, no. No, they can suck my cock, okay? And so can you. Just like if you come in here and you're like, I'm sorry, I'm I'm a cis male and I'm a lesbian. Like, yeah, no, you're not. Shut the fuck up. Cuba is lesbian. Stop. Stop gaslighting. What is this? I wrote a quick song about people who tell you to normalize increasingly sociopathic behaviors. Oh, let's take a look. I love shit like this.
Normalize taking days off work. Normalize never checking the time. Normalize cancelling plans when you no longer want to go, even if it means hurting your friends. Normalize sanctimonious rhetoric. Normalize crying into your pet's fur. Normalize sociopathic behaviour in an effort to justify the shitty little things that you've done to everyone. Normalize this very niche confession. Normalize pointing at people's stomachs and when they look down quickly draw your hand up to the nose and go, I got you. Normalize not answering your phone, especially when it's to your own family. Normalize emotional manipulation and tactical chess playing with your peers or microscopic aid. Normalize saying exactly what you think and when confronted about it, dismiss the concern by limply responding, that's who you are, that's what you do. You're honest, babe, you say it like it is. Normalize this very niche confession. Using clap emojis between each word in a physical setting by utilising applause commas in conversations like a fresh tweet. Normalise developing a website to truly rate the attractiveness of your college associates and then accidentally, or alternatively with nefarious intent, evolve it into the world's most effective machine.
Damn, Twitter shut down the moment we start. Twitter shut down the moment we fucking start talking about Facebook, dude.
For political propaganda! Oh wait, that's done. I get the creeping, let all suspicion that this is a creepy, let all admission. I get the creeping.
It's funny because, like, I think Zoomers are so far removed from dialectical materialism and, like, actual... I mean, they're, of course, going to be removed from, like, the understanding of workplace organizing and stuff like that, but they're so far removed from, like, genuine leftist thought that they have decided, and so far removed from grass as well, that like a lot of young people have decided that, you know, whatever kind of like incredibly personal thing that they do is actually valid. It's like hyper individualistic and it fucking annoys the shit out of me. You're 5 years from being a Zoomer? No, I know. I'm in the like middle. I'm a young millennial. but also a boomer at the same time, because you know, this shit gets me bent as fuck. Here, I'll retweet it so you guys can know. You can see it on my Twitter. I already gave the no, you're not 26-year-olds are the youngest. Yeah, I know. You know that's like fucking 4 years removed, right? I think younger Zoomers like this, but also a lot of millennials are this way and raise Zoomer to be like this on Tumblr. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there are certainly millennials that do this too. They don't really understand it. And they want to be as like open-minded as possible. And they think like being open-minded is about like validating every niche fucking thing. And never like exercising, I don't know, some kind of never exercising like any kind of counter, any kind of skepticism, any kind of like critical thinking in any of these situations. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm heligender. Like, okay. I mean, that's wild. Okay. That's wild. It's just like you literally adopted a fucking meme that these insane reactionaries have been parroting for the longest time. Like, that's why I'm a little bit in favor of, like, you know, a little bit of kink shaming, a little bit of fucking making fun of ridiculous behavior. You know, if you're wilding out on the timeline, I'm just gonna fucking make fun of you. Sorry. Like, I'll fight for your rights, but also I'm gonna kind of make fun of you because you're being ridiculous. Browse LGBT Wiki and just jump down the rabbit hole. Yeah, it's like shit like that. It's sad to me, the need for constant external validation. Like, it makes me sad that Zoomers don't understand. I already ran the ad. Stop trying to bait me. Don't you think the problem with the younger people on the left is a desire to feel like they're extremely unique and they feel like everyone is obligated to care about their extreme individualism? A lot of these things are just blatantly attention grabs. 100%. It is. But the problem is, the issue there is, like, that is a reactionary counterpoint to, like, actual LGBT movement historically. Like, reactionaries have said that. Reactionaries have literally said that about gay people. They've said that about trans people. They've said about lesbians. They say that about everything, right? Having said that, though, the moment that you adopt heligender, the attack helicopter gender, as your own personal understanding of what your gender is, in this, like, whatever the xenogenders are, I don't really understand that at all. But the moment you adopt heligender as your own gender, like, no, you're being hoodwinked. You're being duped. Someone is making fun of you, and you unironically have latched onto something that was created to make fun of you if you are actually trans. Yeah, or other kin, shit like that. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway. Hasan, no one is identifying as that. It's probably some troll and or 4chan up. I hate that people say this because, like, no, you're wrong. There are people on the internet who have unironically, like, jumped on these trends. So you're literally wrong. There are people who get upset and offended when I talk about it and say I am oppressing them and their sexuality or their gender. There are people who literally fucking get mad at me and say I'm wrong. Now, they're extremely online and they're gender weebs, okay? They're just like extremely online gender weebs, okay? You're a weeb for gender. And that's it. I don't believe that, like, making fun of them, I don't believe that, like, making fun of these people is, like, is being done by someone like myself. for honorable and like ultimately moral purposes. I just think it's ridiculous, and I'm gonna joke about it. You sound like a bit like a boomer strawmanning Zoomers. It's not the end all be all. Like, it's not something that like all Zoomers fucking believe in. Don't get me wrong. It is an extreme edge case. And there aren't like millions of fucking Zoomers that are like that. That one person who made the cancel thread about you during your first debacle identified as cat gender. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you're not a fucking cat, dude. I'm sorry. Like, it's fine. I think the biggest thing with first world Zoomers is their cultures being globalized, which makes them feel like they have to do more to be unique. So are other kin bad because they make trans people look bad? I mean, no, I don't think they're like bad because they make trans people look bad. They're just completely different. Like, they don't. I hate when like trans people use other kin as an argument, like as a viable argument that like, you know, you could be a trans speciesist or some shit. Like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? You're hurting your own fucking cause. Other kin are people who think that they are, you know, like foxes and shit like that. One of my best friends have a xenogender, but Z understands is a new concept which calls themself non-binary. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's just move on from this. Okay, just don't get me started on neopronouns. Let's move on to Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch. Okay, fucking Brittany gender. All right, let's go.
System on social media over the weekend. Kaylee Hartog is in LA with a story. Good morning, Kaylee.
Hey, good morning, George. For anyone who's questioned how much control Brittany has over her own social media, well, she's leaving no room for doubt now. Just as we've heard her in court, she's standing up for herself and getting support from Hollywood to Washington.
Do it. Get it, Queen!
This morning, Britney Spears' conservatorship battle inspiring new legislation on Capitol Hill. The Free Britney Act, set to be introduced to Congress on Tuesday by Representatives Nancy Mace and Charlie Crist, allowing a person under conservatorship like Britney to petition the court for an independent conservator who's not a family member or related in any way, aiming to protect the conservatee from bad actors who could try to profit from the legal arrangement. This is Britney's conservator of person Jody Montgomery returns to court today to discuss her petition to hire 24/7 security to protect her from the death threats she says she's received. She's requesting Britney's estate pay the more than $50,000 per month expense. But Britney's father, Jamie, who's in charge of her estimated $60 million fortune, has told the court he does not believe such an expense is reasonable, necessary, or a proper expense.
Hey, yo, free Britney, free Palestine.
Weekend, Britney declaring on social media the conservatorship she's been under for more than a decade killed my dreams. And revealing how she feels about her sister Jamie Lynn recreating her music in 2017, alongside other Radio Disney stars in tribute to Britney. Writing, I don't like that my sister showed up at an award show and performed my songs to remixes. My so-called support system hurt me deeply. And in another post, Britney calling out the people closest to her, writing, how dare you make it public that now you care? Did you put your hand out when I was drowning? Again, no. Hours later, Jamie Lynn posting that she is feeling...
God damn. Fucking daggers, dude. Let's go. Fucking queen, dude. Haley Steinfeld is hot as fuck. I'm not going to say anything there. I don't know who that is.
Solid, stable, and still.
So now Britney has essentially put her whole family on blast, and she says so long as she's under conservatorship, Instagram will be the only stage we see her on because she doesn't want her dad handling what she wears, says, does, or thinks. George.
Boy, she is fighting back. Okay, Kaylee, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff.
That's what I'm going to start saying, free Britney, free Palestine. Britney's IG post about her sister. Let's take a look. Take me as I am or kiss my ass, eat shit, and step on Legos. Damn, that last part's aggressive, dude. Going too far. For those of you who choose to criticize my dancing videos, look, I'm not going to be performing on any stages anytime soon. My dad handling what I wear, say, do, or think. I've done that in the past 13 years. I'd much rather share videos, yes, from my living room instead of on stage in Vegas, where some people were so far gone they couldn't even shake my hand, and I ended up getting a contact high from weed all the time, which I didn't mind, but it would have been nice to be able to go to the motherfucking spa. And no, I'm not going to put on heavy makeup and try on stage again and not be able to do the real deal with remixes of my songs for years and begging to put my new music on my show for my fans. So I quit. I don't like that my sister showed up at an award show, performed my songs, the remixes. My so-called support system hurt me deeply. This conservatorship killed my dreams. So all I have is hope, and hope is the only thing in this world that is very hard to kill. If people still try. From the river to BRITNEY, Palestine will be free. That's funny. Yeah, people still try. I didn't like the way the documentaries were bringing up humiliating moments from my past. I'm way past all that. I've been for a long time. And for women who say it's weird the way I still have hope for fairy tales, go fuck yourself. As I said, hope is all I have right now. Now you're lucky I post anything at all. If you don't like what you see, unfollow me. People try to kill hope because hope is one of the most vulnerable. Go read another motherfucking fairy tale now. P.S. If you don't want to see my precious ass dancing in my living room, or it's not up to your standards, go read a fucking book. Yes, live your life, beautiful. You deserve happiness. Let's go. Here's another post she made before this one. Never forget who ignored you when you needed them and who helped you before you even had to ask. She's writing entire pages, dude. This is like theory. Listen, as someone who is victim to parasocial relationships, I'm gonna keep it 100. Yes, no one should be able to backseat your dancing, Brittany. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I decided to have guests on the podcast going forward. And in honor of that, I wanted to bring Andrew from All Gas No Breaks tomorrow, or Channel 5 rather, tomorrow. You think you get Brittany on the show? No, of course not. Yeah, I'm gonna have Andrew on. Last week we had John Lovett of Love It or Leave It. My podcast is called Fear and Malding, for people who don't know. And it's surprising that there's still a lot of people who don't know, but Will Neff and I have a podcast called Fear and Malding. And I really loved the last episode. It was really good. And I think I'm going to do that more. How fat is your cock? My mom wants to know. She already knows, baby. Yes, he was on the podcast with 2 Stone from Born X-Rays. It was funny as fuck. Yeah. You never advertise it. How is that surprising? I know. I really need to advertise it more. The last episode was one of the best, I think. It was really, really, really good. Anyway. Anyway, there was some parts of theirs are cringe, but my wife hired a hitman, so I faked my death. Oh my God. Before we get to the new JCS, there's one break that I want to fucking incorporate in here because like Jin Sui's gonna fucking die if I don't click on one of his links today. Like he will literally cease to exist. Okay, so there, I clicked it. Okay, are you happy? Let's watch this Amazon worker who's patriotic and tear up. Literally nobody cares. It's just one big straw man take. The argument that gay marriage doesn't affect straight marriage is a ridiculous red herring. Gay marriage affects society and law in dramatic ways. Ugh. Fucking homophobic Turkish baboon who's a Tucker Carlson fan. Emre Ibra. Let me explain something to you, okay? First of all, religious groups will come under direct assault as federal and state governments move to strip them of their nonprofit status if they perform gay marriages. 1, they should be already stripped of their nonprofit statuses. 2, you are an absolute donkey, okay? Senin Allah belanı vermesin geri zekalı. Bu kadar salak olabilir mi bir insan ya? Niye yazıyorsun böyle salak salak şeyler? Ha? Niye yazıyorsun? Ananın amına koyayım senin ben, tamam mı? Hayvan oğlu hayvan. Yani nasıl sen yaşıyorsun ki hayatını? Anlamıyorum yani. Böyle insanlar var. Nasıl yaşıyorlar hiç anlamıyorum. Salak salak konuşuyorlar her gün. Al yarak. They should be removed of their nonprofit statuses. Okay? That's 1. 2, that's not infringing on people's liberties in the same way that fucking the same way that like refusing to allow gay marriages to happen is. You dumb fuck. And lastly, Tucker Carlson literally thinks you and I are fucking apes. You know that, right? Like because you're Turkish, you think you're white enough to be. I'm a Bernie stan. Yeah, you're also a Tucker Carlson fan, I guess. And you're a fucking homophobic Bernie stan. So suck my cock, you dumb Turkish fuck. You are an embarrassment to the entire country. Just fucking fuck you. That's all I got, okay? Suck my dick. I don't give a fuck if you like Bernie or not, dumbass. You homophobic moron. Every single word that came out of your mouth is a top of the hour ad break, you fucking liar. Dude, I did not. I did it already. I ran the ad already. Please stop. It's worse when I fucking run an ad and people are like, oh, dude, top of the hour ad break is coming. We got it. It's like, dude, I ran it already. Stop. Please. Anyway, let's get to it. We're going to watch this and then we're going to get to the murder. Let's do it.
Serious. I've seen that look in people's eye when they want to kill somebody, and she wants to have you killed.
She's probably one of the coldest individuals that I've run across in my law enforcement career.
She used her mind games to get to me.
When we told Ramon that...
Let me guess. Florida. Oh, fuck, Texas. God damn it. Bro, this is exactly the same. Oh, I forgot to run the fucking, this is what I was gonna show you. Hold on, and then we'll watch that.
I've roamed and rambled, I've followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made.
Oh, what a fucking dildo, dude.
Is your land. This land is my land.
Oh my god. He did the fucking proper flag folding technique, dude. That's so stupid. So is this guy this guy is a flag gender, okay? Kind of like Donald Trump. That's the xenogender that he's a part of, I guess. See? Notice how that's fucking really transphobic? Like in the wrong person saying that would be considered like unironically transphobic. That's how you fucking sound when you advocate for shit like this, okay? Going back to the previous idiotic conversation that we were having. Actually, never mind. I think like unironically, I think conservatives do want to fuck the flag more than like someone believing that they're a helicopter and want to fuck other helicopters. He fucking saluted it, dude. Shut the fuck up. Oh no! Oh no! This is the fakest video I've ever seen in my life, dude. This is the fakest video I've ever. Oh, dude. He's here. I'm setting the stage for you. Okay, this is a veteran who's been gravely injured, okay, in Iraq or Afghanistan. And like, that's the background. That's what they're trying to set up here, which is like, you know, the problem is like, he gets down there relatively easily. You know what I mean? For a guy who can't fucking walk straight. I didn't even notice that he was limping. Why did they cut to him walking to the flag? Why did he limp over there? That's kind of weird. I wonder if he forgot to limp in that part of the process. So they cut him directly to the flag. Bro. Hey, brother. You're using your fucking piss in a water bottle break to, you know, hold your goddamn American flag. I don't know about that. Okay? I don't know, man. It's called time off task, what you're doing here, okay? Get back to the fucking salt mines, you goober. Come on! Keep working! I got a Suckmaster 3000 that's supposed to be at my house, arriving at 5 p.m.
My footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond desert, and all around me a voice was sounding.
Wait, why is he not limping here?
And all around me a voice was sounding.
Like, he doesn't, he just walks over. I mean, his gait is a little weird, but
This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest.
oh my god, dude. Wait, that's his bad leg that he fucking flipped on too? That's... the power of the flag, brother. He folded it wrong. Look at the car clipping through the fence. No, I think that fence is not... that fence has like a weird out. Like, that fence is just like weird. It's not... the car's not clipping through it. Same house, different Amazon worker? Wait, what? Are you serious? Oh my god. Oh, that's so quick, dude. That's so... Why would your dog be fucking running away with the American flag, dude? Yeah, see, it's not, the fence is weird. It wasn't clipping. Dude, no, that's your piss bottle. Don't do it. No, he's giving the dog his piss bottle, dude. Stop. Wait, maybe he's doing that because the dog is anti-American. Wow, conveniently placed dog bowl there. Just it's all within frame. That's so crazy. I mean, this is literally fucking, this is literally shot like a, what's his face? God damn it. The fucking Steve Zissou, like the guy who made those, the movies. I'm fucking forgetting. No, it's Darman, but that's not what I mean. Like everything is happening with, yeah, Wes Anderson. Like obviously it's not balanced enough to be a Wes Anderson movie. Obviously Wes Anderson is super anal about making sure that like everything is weighed perfectly on a scene, but like it's great. Like they had the camera have everything occur in the same frame. No, it's clearly the doorbell camera. It's got a giant ring. First of all, I don't even think this is the actual doorbell camera. First of all, this looks more like a real doorbell camera than this does, for the record. And secondly, they just like, this dude just filmed it. Okay, you dumbass, you absolute dumbass. And people probably called him out for this being fake. So they like literally, he figured out that he should probably do it like this. And lastly, even if it was a real fucking doorbell camera, look at the scenery. Like everything is happening within the same scene. The funniest part about how fake this is that like this dog is not losing his shit at the postman, okay, at the Amazon package driver. And the Amazon package driver picks up a 150-pound Rottweiler. Like, you literally have never had a dog and have never actually seen what, like, delivery drivers' number one fear is, which is, you know, that Rottweiler, literally. Let me guess, he's gonna fold it too? Is he gonna salute it as well? Oh God. That's your flag, by the way? That's a whack-ass flag, dude. It's like polyester. It's time off task again, dude. This is why your packages aren't. This is why your dildo is not coming. Yeah, I'm surprised Fox News didn't pick this video up. Well, no, this is too fake even for Fox News. Like, everyone would rip this apart. This is so good. He's pouring the water for the dog because he needs space. That's his piss bottle, okay? He already wasted all of his time off task, you know, folding the fucking goddamn flag. So the 6 other piss breaks that he had for the rest of the day have to be done while he's driving now, okay? Do you understand? That's the reason why he's doing it, not because he cares about the dog. He fucking saluted it. Be a difference in the world. Dude, I'm sorry, dude. Rich conservatives are so fucking boring, dude. Be a difference in the world. Like, this is, at least like Darman talks about shit that actually impacts people. You know what I mean? Like fuck the flag, dog. Oh, the fucking flag fell on the ground. Like, fuck you, dude. Are you fucking stupid? Like, this is the worst kind of propaganda, dude. Jesus Christ. Let's see how many fucking views this has, okay? Stop linking me the fucking Ben Shapiro versus Elon photo. I've seen it. I saw it yesterday. It's not even actually Ben Shapiro. Please stop. Okay? Some of the stuff you guys send is whack. You need to give me some good shit, okay? And then you insist on spamming it over and over again, thinking that it's actually fucking really good. It's not. I promise. 8 million views! 8 million views on that. Hogs. The only real part about this entire fucking completely staged thing is that, like, this motherfucker sold, this poor soul sold his goddamn body to the American military industrial complex, and now he has to fucking slave away delivering your Amazon packages under horrible workplace conditions, okay? That's the real part about it. That's the real fuck shit. Is that this dude went to war, got fucked up, if that's real, okay? Came back, got a goddamn communications degree from some fucking college that the American government paid for, and now he still has to work at fucking Amazon as a delivery driver. If it was a real vet to begin with. All right, let's do the scam shit now. Now that we're done with the scams, it's time for the real scam. Now, this isn't the same case that we saw. My wife hired a hitman, so I faked my death. This is another one.
He was going to have to lay inside of
this is fake, by the way. This is not real dead body.
Ditch and wear makeup. He was
this is staged. I'm just letting you guys know before you freak out. This is him staging his own death.
In disbelief.
Yeah, right here. I still remember like it was yesterday. This is where I literally walked on my own grave. One time we were so in love, and now I have to fake my death so she can get arrested. My name is Ramon Sosa, and I faked my death because my wife tried to have me killed. I met Lulu back in 2007. She was a mother of 2, divorced, had been in an abusive relationship, and she just moved here for a better life. She caught my eye. She was very beautiful and danced very well. I remember her having some high heels that must have been like 3 or 4 inches, and she stepped on my toe, and oh my God, it was like very, very painful. And there was so many red flags in hindsight, but yeah, she was definitely going to, get my attention one way or another. We had a small wedding, and I never forget her mother walking up to me, just whispered in my ear, "Now she's your trouble," and walked away. Well, this is where it all happened. I mean, this brings back a lot of memories being back over here.
Hi guys, my name is Lulu.
and I'm Ramon Sosa, head coach, boxing. Welcome to Women's Boxing and Fitness. This was our gym at the time. She was very helpful. You know, she basically took care of the gym. But then as the relationship went on, and she saw how well we were doing financially, and she was already here legally. She was here on a visitor's visa from Mexico City, and then she became an American citizen after 3 years. I was beginning to think that she didn't need me anymore, that she wanted it all without me. It was going downhill quick. There was no option but to go get a divorce. It was late that evening, I was already at home, and this young man named Mundo just happened to walk into a conversation that my wife, Lulu at the time, was having out of all people with her daughter in my office about a young man in the gym that has people in Mexico that chops up people for money. And Lulu made the gesture like, maybe we can use them. And Mundo, he said, well, I got the people that can do the job. And that's when Mundo, the next day, he called me, and I thought he was joking because he said, hey, you call me Pops, hey, Pops, this lady, she wants to kill you. And I said, what are you talking about? Talking about Lulu. She wants to kill you, And then on top of that, right after that conversation I had with Mundo, I had to go home and see this lady, knowing that she wanted to kill me. Our plan was to get enough information to take to the police. And that's where it all started.
My name is Lieutenant Mike Atkins, and I helped investigate the murder for hire plot involving Ramon Sosa. As soon as I meet Ramon, he seems genuine. He seems concerned.
This is exactly the same case as Dalia DiPolito. The one in Florida was Dalia DiPolito. That's what's going on here. Why are there so many wives that want to fucking murder their husbands with a hitman? That's crazy. Also, why are they always hot?
Concerned, obviously looking for help. At this point, it's up to us to listen to what he has to say, determine what we can do to help. Mundo, while he was working out one day at the gym, overheard Lulu. He obviously got concerned and sort of interjected himself into the conversation just so he could gather some intelligence.
¿Qué pasó, Lulu? Nah, pues nomás ellos, bueno, con lo que usted ofreció, pues de perdido saben que todavía está en serio que quiere que lo maten, todo está bien.
Sí. No, sí, definitivo. O sea, de que se lo echen. O sea, vale madre, eso, ¿no? Y de que les voy a pagar.
So the first time the hitman made contact with Lulu, we were in a local liquor store parking lot. If you could turn to the dictionary and look up the word hitman, you would see his picture there. He was that realistic. It's important that it can't be construed that she just wanted him beat up or she wanted him scared. There needed to be a commitment and there needed to be a trade of some sort of monetary value that would conclude with Mr. Sosa being killed.
And then Lulu, out of all things, she said, well, I don't have all the money right now, but when he dies, I can give you the money. He had the life insurance. She already knew how much I was worth after I died. Out of all things, she gave him watches and wedding bands and bracelets, my own jewelry as a down payment for my own murder. It's crazy.
The one that we watched on JCS was Dalia DiPolito in Florida, who did this pretty much the exact same thing. This is different. We watched that one. Yeah, but what's her side of the story? Oh my God, dude. Her side of the story is that she fucking tried to hire a hitman to murder him. That's her side of the story, motherfucker. What's up with rad libs, dude? I swear to God. Like, oh, well. Actually, we need to hear her side of the story. It's like, yeah. Yeah, murder. That was her attempted murder. Simps will defend any woman. It's like fucking rad libs, dude. I don't think it's simps. Men usually murder their wives in a fit of rage, domestic abuse. Women usually do it in a planned, calculated decision. I find the difference interesting.
It was decided that we are going to follow through, show her pictures of Mr. Sosa just to get her reaction. I think it's important when The jury hear the elements of the crime. They also get to know a little bit about the person as well.
They said, look, she's a beautiful lady, mother of 2. You guys own a business here locally, and a lot of people know you. We just don't want to take a chance if we go to a jury trial for one of the jurors to feel sorry for her. So we need to make this case a slam dunk case.
2 minutes ago, tweeting already 5 minutes into the video, Ajan. Okay, well, it's a fucking short one, okay? The real reason why I posted that is because we're doing JCS murder, motherfucker. That's why I literally wait, by the way. Whenever I start a new video, when we, like, move over to, like, React Lord stuff, I usually wait because people get fucking upset. But the real reason was this is, like, gearing us up for the new JCS, which is an old case, but a JCS coverage of an old case that just recently got uploaded to their official channel. The J_C_S channel is officially the JCS channel, or at the very least, they link it back to their Patreon. So I'm just letting you know.
Pulled out actual dead pictures of dead people. They picked that one with the bullet on the side of his head, and they said, this is the one we're going to do on you. Where they dug the grave, you can still see the hole, even though weeds have grown up. Brings back a lot of bad memories.
It's not real. Stop fucking mangaing every time, dude. It's literally not real.
Memories coming over here. They brought me over here in a SUV that was blacked out. They had me in makeup, put my hands behind my back, even threw dirt on me. And all I could hear was the clicking of the 35 millimeter. And this is my gravesite in the middle of a dump yard. You know,
why did they do all this? Like, why didn't they just, bro, they went above and beyond. But then again, because they almost fucked the Dalia Dippolito case, because they almost like fucked up the Dalia Dippolito case, they literally had to go this far. Because if you guys remember, Dalia Dippolito did exactly this to her dumbass like meathead scammer husband, and they're just having fun. They show the real picture they were basing this on? No, they didn't. That's him. Shut the fuck up.
Nowhere over here.
We have the photos. We have the initial...
Ah, fuck you, actually. I'm going to ban that fucking idiot. Hold on. Yeah, good one, dude. That's such a fucking funny debate, dude. Here you go. 6-month subscriber. Down the fucking pooper, dude. Have fun with that. Yeah, Pepela. Guess what? You didn't fucking know that you were getting banned today, okay?
All we need now is the reaction.
Pues, de guapa. She paid him the rest of the money.
Tengo min.
And I get upset about how Lulu reacted when they actually showed, when the officer showed her the picture of me dead.
No se levanta ya.
She started laughing and raising her hands.
Oh my god, dude! Psycho! Oh! She's laughing. Like, even if you fucking hate, even if you absolutely despise your husband, okay? The moment that you see like a dead person probably is still supposed to be like a shocking one. She's fucking laughing. Come on, simps. Defend her right now. Straight to jail, bro. Straight to fucking jail, dude. Yeah, what's her side of the story? I don't know. She's a fucking bloodthirsty, psychopathic girl boss, of course, and gaslighting and gatekeeping. So obviously she shouldn't go to jail. She does not deserve it.
Like, she hit the lotto. This is her big shot. After I've seen the video hundreds of times, it's just still difficult for me to see because he brings back so many bad memories.
Naturally, he was heartbroken. But I think deep down he was hoping that she would not take it this far. We decide that we're going to wear cameras, we're going to go to the gym, we are going to tell Lulu that we are investigating a missing person.
When's the last time you
Oh my god, dude, they're literally okay. They're just having fun. I think this town has like, this Texas town has too much in their police budget, okay? They're just playing make-believe. Like, they're making content, dude. This is content cops. That's awesome. They're just bored, dude. There's just nothing going on. What the fuck?
We saw him on Wednesday 15th, the last day.
At this point, Lulu acts as if She has no idea what is going on.
So he hasn't contacted you in the last 24 hours? No.
We have the last piece that we needed was her denying knowledge of any of this. So when we explained to her that she is under arrest, she is completely dumbfounded.
Okay, Miss Sosa, stand up, please. You're under arrest.
Just kidding. They're like, haha, ah, you fucking idiot. Just kidding, dude. Hey, guess what? You're going to jail.
Okay, you're under arrest.
Why?
Okay, ma'am, it's okay. Stay back. We have a warrant.
Officer Daddy voice. Hold on, let's run that back again.
Okay, Miss Sosa, stand up, please. You're under arrest. Okay, you're under arrest.
Why?
Okay, ma'am, it's okay. Stay back. We have a warrant.
This is what is known as the Officer Daddy voice, most commonly used by white women. But in this case, Lula was also trying her very best. A way to deflect away any sort of criticism and use the police force to your favor.
Warrant.
Lulu elected not to go to trial. She elected to take a 20-year plea deal in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Because there was so much evidence against her that if she would have gone to trial, she probably would have gotten life in the state of Texas. I remember at the hearing when she was sentenced, it was a packed courthouse, a lot of media were there, and I forgave her. It was just a release of all of that pressure, and I walked away. And she never looked at me once. The reason I'm sitting here talking to you.
Okay, to be fair, I do kind of want to know why she was like I do kind of want to hear from her. I want to hear her side, like once she's like fully outed.
It's because of the decision that Mundo took. And I will forever be in debt to Mundo for saving my life.
I don't think I'll run across another murder for hire.
I mean, it's always for insurance money, but like, I wonder if there was like other situation. I don't know. I just like, I want to hear her. I want to hear her say like, oh, it's because of this or because of that. Like, I want to know what the fuck it is.
At least I hope I don't. But if we do, I definitely know how to handle it.
Wait, what is this? This fake frauds and scammers? That's like how I stole $2.8 million. Oh my God. Max the Forger specialized in faking. Oh my God. This is a fucking content gold mine, dude. She grew up in an abusive relationship. They said it in the beginning. It's due to microphallus. Why do you think it's automatically for money and he is not an abusive, patriarchal, domineering asshole? Because she attempted to hire a kidnapper to murder her husband. That's why. Why do you automatically assume that he's a patriarchal, domineering arsehole, you dumb radlib baboon? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? This has to be, oh, this is a bait. There's no way. Fighting patriarchy, you do whatever it takes. Why America thinks people from Central South America are different from Spain and Portugal. You have no choice. Amazon owns the means of production. He's fighting patriarchy. He was probably oppressive. I actually can't tell if this is a bait or not. Chatter, respond now. I don't know if it's a bait or not. So everyone who agrees with your extreme totalitarian takes automatically a troll. If people should have the right to die, they should have to deny that they're not proven vax. I do not blah, 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 blah. I can tell you my sister refused to get the vax because she was concerned about the effect it will have on her future children. She wants to have children, not because vax not effective against COVID. Oh, he's an anti-vaxxer too. Yeah, I don't think this is bait. Unless it's like literally all bait. Like he just only baits. Okay, to be fair, no one can be this stupid. Like no one. I prefer CRTs over flat screens. Like he just literally comes in here just to bait. Okay, I'm gonna ban him. No one's brain is this broken, dude. No shot. I do not understand how public good and for-profit healthcare ever makes sense. Okay, that's not a bait, though. Okay, he's so interesting. I'm gonna fucking unban him, actually. All right. What an idiot, dude. Good job being that stupid. Okay. Fuck, I was gonna watch Andrew as well. Okay, we'll do it after. He called you not an immigrant? He said I'm not an immigrant? Okay. Okay. Let's do JCS. I'd long awaited. Y'all have been waiting for this moment. Okay, new JCS, boys. And then after that, we got a plethora of fun little reacts that we can look at. So that's exciting. But let's get started on that fucking JCS, dude. On that J space C space S video. I did my due diligence and I actually looked this up. The latest episode that dropped on JCS, the night Kaylee went missing, is a case that we've looked at already. It's that fucking psycho guy who like took a kidnap or kidnapped someone. But this website or this YouTube page rather is a part of the JCS YouTube page. Like, this is actually their YouTube page. It's just their second alt channel that they put their Patreon content on.
On the Saturday evening of July 23rd, 2016, 23-year-old dental student Kaylee Sawyer attended a bachelorette party in the small city of Bend, Central Oregon. She was seen dancing at the Mavericks bar with her two friends at roughly 10:45 p.m. and was
really
reportedly
sad.
highly intoxicated.
Before we get started, I will be issuing a trigger warning. This one is really, really sad. I know the details already. Some of you also know the details as well. We're like rewatching just the JCS take on it, so I'm just letting you know. A trigger warning is being issued, okay? Trigger warning. No, it's not the Casey Anthony one. This is kidnapping. I'm out. What? Okay. This one has like mentions of rape, stuff like that. All right. Well, if you can't handle it, then yes, bye. Bye-bye. I've actually never heard someone be like, "Oh, I can't watch this. I'm leaving." That's interesting. I was just shocked by it. But literally, that's what trigger warnings are for, right? All right, let's do it.
At the time. An hour and a half later, at 12:04 a.m., she called her long-term boyfriend Cameron to come pick her up. He said he would, and arrived just 6 minutes later. During the short drive back to their shared apartment, they got into an argument after Kaylee admitted to talking with another guy at the bar. Cameron got annoyed and accused her of flirting with someone else, at which point Kaylee got extremely aggravated and asserted he had done something similar the week before, and that she hadn't attacked him for it. When they arrived at their Alpine Meadows apartment complex, Kaylee was in tears. Her boyfriend told her to take a minute to cool off, and went up to their second-story apartment at exactly 12:14 a.m. Kaylee was left in the car with the keys, but by 12:24, she still hadn't come up. Cameron went back down thinking she had passed out, but when he got to his car, it was empty, with the passenger side door left open and the keys left on the driver's seat. Cameron tried calling, but her phone rang out, so he sent her a text asking where she was and got a reply within 3 minutes. She told him she was sorry she wasn't good enough for him, and then said goodbye. Assuming she was walking to her friend's house roughly 4 miles away, he got back in his car and drove up and down College Way trying to find her, only because he wanted to drive her to her friends so she wouldn't have to walk.
Why is it that literally everyone just glances over what I'm saying? Yes, we watched this case on a different channel. We never watched the JCS coverage of it. Yes, we watched this case. We are familiar with the case. That's why... Oh my God, literally while I'm in the process of describing it, there's still people saying, haven't we watched this one before? Not this one, not the specific one. We know about the case. We've already seen the case.
In the middle of the night. He couldn't find her and wasn't aware of her friend's exact address, so he assumed she had arrived at her destination. Cameron then went to sleep, thinking that the best time to talk would be when Kaylee was sober in the morning, but when he tried calling her again at 9 a.m., it went straight to voicemail. Kaylee's phone remained off throughout the day, and her presence on social media abruptly ceased. Her friends and family grew increasingly concerned, and a missing persons report was filed at exactly 7:31 p.m. to the Redmond Police Department. As Kaylee's boyfriend, and being the person she lived with, Cameron was the first to be questioned. He was the last person to see her, and admitted they had gotten into a heated argument on the night she went missing. In most circumstances, this would make someone the prime suspect and the central focus of an investigation, yet the Redmond police would later testify that they were confident he was innocent.
He was forthright with us the entire time. He allowed us to look at his computer, allowed us to look at his phone, allowed us to look in the car, allowed us to go through the apartment. He was so cooperative from the get-go. We've had suspects, boyfriends, husbands, spouses, that have done these similar things that also act obviously cooperative to try to steer us off them. So we weren't ignoring him, but it's hard to put into words. You do this long enough and sometimes you can just tell when almost like the fear or the sadness isn't genuine, you know? And here you could see like he truly had no idea where she was.
Investigators then switched their focus. They wanted to find the identity of the man Kaylee was.
My man basically just said, I vibe checked him. Okay? Like, I vibe checked him and he fucking succeeded. Okay? Vibe check did not fail on that one. Straight up.
Talking to in the bar the night before. So the next step was to check surveillance and interview each of Kaylee's friends that were out with her that night. However, none of this was carried out, as the very next morning the first lead would emerge. Police officer Isabel Ponce Lara arrived at the Redmond Police Department, stating she had information about the missing girl, and that it involved her own husband.
The crazy thing about this one is that, like, she's a cop, and he's like a wannabe cop.
Kill a woman, that's what he said. I'm like, what do you mean? Then he's like, I hit her with the car.
And what did you say to that?
So I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you hit her? And he's like, yeah, I hit her and I panicked. So then I asked him, like, that's what I was trying for him to explain to me. So you hit her with the car, that's an accident. Yeah. Why? What do you mean you panic? What do you mean?
And what did he say?
He just kept saying I panic, and at that point he's already, like, he got up and he's already, like, going into the room. And
chatters, I'm gonna ask you guys to fucking yell at the other chatters who come in to just be like, we watched this, okay? You can just, I'm gonna let this community self-police here, okay? Self-police.
Walking back and forth. And I'm not really quite understanding what he's telling me. And then he just kept saying, I need to go. And then right before he left.
Does this have TOS in it?
There's her stuff in the shed. It wasn't making any sense to me. But when I saw the stuff, I'm like, oh fuck.
Her husband was 31-year-old Edwin Lara, a campus security guard at Central Oregon Community College. He drove a work-issued public safety vehicle, which, much like a police car, had a partition divider that separated the front and back seats, and the back doors were unable to be opened from the inside. It was just 30 hours after the missing persons investigation was launched, and police now had their prime suspect. All they knew was that he told his wife he had accidentally killed the victim, stole her firearm before fleeing, and was now unreachable, with his whereabouts unknown. The Redmond police then checked the shed that was mentioned in his wife's statement and made a gruesome discovery. Inside a trash bag was Kaylee's purse, clumps of blonde hair, and a large rock that was covered in blood. The evidence disputed the fact that Kaylee had been hit with a car. Police came to the assumption that the rock was most likely a murder weapon, and the clumps of blonde hair had been ripped out of Kaylee's head as she was subdued, and most likely raped. The Redmond police then switched Kaylee's case from a missing person to a homicide, and her family were made aware that in all likelihood, their daughter was no longer alive. That same evening, at exactly 8:45 p.m., 19-year-old Andrea May walked out to her car after working a double shift at a clothing store in Salem, 2 hours north of where Kaylee went missing. She took a quick selfie on Snapchat and was scrolling through her Facebook newsfeed when all of a sudden a stranger, armed with a gun and wearing a bulletproof vest, opened the passenger side door and got in. He pointed the weapon at her and told her to start driving. Out of fear of her life, she obeyed. He then told her to drive to California, which was a 10-hour journey, but made her pull over after just 1 hour so they could switch seats and he took over the driving. After almost 3 hours, he stopped at a roadside motel in Southern Oregon. He told Andrea to pretend to be his girlfriend, and that if she alerted any suspicion or even made eye contact, he would immediately kill both her and the clerk. The moment he got the keys was captured on surveillance. The clerk would later testify that he knew something was off, as the girl had clearly been crying due to makeup running down her face, and also seemed nervous and fidgety the entire time. Once inside the motel room, Edwin handcuffed Andrea to the bed and demanded that she took sleeping pills. She initially refused, at which point Edwin pulled out a syringe and said she could either take them willingly or forcefully. She then swallowed 3 tablets of unknown strength, but was smart enough to warn him that she had an STD, and passed out soon after. They left the motel early the next morning before daylight and continued on to Northern California. By the time they got to Wairika, Edwin noticed the car was leaking oil, so he pulled over at another motel for the purpose of stealing a new vehicle. Andrea pleaded with him to leave her behind, but Edwin told her she had to come with him, and that if she ran, he wouldn't hesitate to shoot her in the back. They walked up to a middle-aged man unloading his car. Edwin pulled out the gun and demanded the keys, but the man refused and yelled out for help instead, at which point he was shot in the stomach. Edwin then grabbed Andrea's arm and ran from the motel toward the gas station next door. They got to a car carrying a family of 3 people, including an elderly woman. Edwin forced Andrea to get in the back seat as he got in the passenger seat, then held the driver at gunpoint as he made him drive away from the scene. He let the family out 15 minutes later, but forced Andrea into the front seat, despite her continuous pleas to let her go. Moments later, he recorded a video on her phone, detailing who he was and what he had done. He then made her post it to her Facebook page and title it "Murderer on the Loose." Edwin then called his wife and his family, all of whom told him to turn himself in. He then called 911 at exactly 6:52 a.m.
911 emergency reporting.
Yes, hi. This is Edwin Lara, and I'm the guy on Interstate 5. You know, I am wanted for murder in the state of Oregon.
Okay. Edwin,
Yeah.
where are you at right now? Can you stop?
I am going to stop once I hit Redding. Once I'm in Redding, I'm going to stop.
Okay, can you tell me where you are right now?
I have no idea.
Are you by yourself or?
No, I have someone with me. I kidnapped her in Oregon. She's innocent. Her name is Andrea. I'll let her give her a last name so you can call her family, okay?
Okay.
Just give me a second.
Hello? Yeah, hi. What's your name?
Andrea.
Are you hurt at all, Andrea?
No.
No? Okay. Let me talk to Edwin again.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, Edwin, you're heading southbound on 5?
Yeah, I'm heading southbound on 5. I'm passing a state trooper, a highway patrol right now.
You're what, sir?
I'm passing a highway patrol.
Are you able
Yes.
to safely find somewhere to stop?
I'm not going to stop right here. I'm just going to turn myself in Corning. Okay?
Are you going to Corning Police, or where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to Corning Police. But I want to ask you a favor.
Uh-huh.
So I have asthma.
You have asthma? Okay.
Yeah, so you tell them not to be too rough on me because, you know, I can barely breathe right now. All right, so that's all I wanted to say.
Do you
know,
need
I don't
any
want.
kind of medical, or?
Yeah, well, I think so. I'm gonna need my inhaler. I forgot my inhaler at home. You know, I went all over Salem, Oregon, looking for an inhaler, but I guess they don't sell it. You know, behind the counter or out of counter. So.
Edwin, how fast are you going?
I'm going about 120 miles an hour
You're
right
about
now.
120 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Can you slow down?
Well, I want to make it there quick. That way I can turn myself in.
Well, the officer sees you. We just don't want you to speed away from anything. If you can stop and just give yourself in, it'll probably be easier.
Well, there's an officer behind me right now.
Okay, they see you. We're talking to them. They see you.
Yeah, she's seeing me. I think it's a she. She's right behind me.
Okay, the officer sees you, and are you able to safely stop?
Yeah, I can stop, but not right now. I'll stop in Corning.
What's the difference from stopping now in Corning?
I just don't want to stop right here in the middle of the road, you know, putting myself in danger and putting everybody else in danger, more in danger, I guess.
Edwin, do you have any weapons with you?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I do have a gun on me. I am not going to flash the gun, so you tell them not to shoot me.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to die.
Okay, you stick by your word, though. I'll let them know.
Yeah, I'm going to let them know. You know, don't hurt Andrea. You know, she's a nice girl. I am wanted for the death of Kaylee Sawyer at Bend, Oregon.
Okay.
And I am very remorseful for that, and, you know.
Okay.
I know her.
Edwin, are you able to stop? The officers behind you, they don't know if you're running and stuff.
I'll slow down for them.
Okay, you're going to slow down?
Yeah, I'm going to slow down.
Okay.
You know, I don't want somebody else to get hurt.
Good. So are you going to stop?
Yeah, maybe. I will stop right now. I'm shaking up. I mean, I'm shaking.
I understand. And
I don't want to get shot. So, you know, I know this is being recorded, and, you know, I just want to say to the family of Kaylee that, you know, I am sorry. I'm sorry for what I did to her, and in time I will tell them where the body is. You know.
Do you want to let me know, or just have this recorded where it is?
No, I remember.
Okay.
So, I mean, hopefully the police officer doesn't shoot me. Okay, I'll let you talk to Andrea.
Okay, are you going to stop?
Yeah, I'm going to stop.
Okay, once you stop, make sure they can see your hands at all time, okay? Don't hang up.
I'm not.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Andrea. Are you
Hi.
okay? You don't need any medical or anything?
No.
Okay, Edwin, where's his gun at? Does he have it still between his legs?
I don't know.
Can you see it? He said he had it between his legs. Is he stopping?
Yeah.
He is stopping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make sure your hands are up too and stuff. I know you're on the phone right now, but just hold your hand up so they can see your hands too.
Okay.
I'm going to stay on the line with you until the officers get there, okay? And you're going to be okay. Andrea?
Just so fucking casually, like, hey, I need an inhaler. Yeah, I feel so bad, dude. Man, this fucking sucks, bro. Fucking sucks. That's why I, like, kidnapped another person, but, like, I just don't want to hurt anyone. It's like, dude, the fuck do you mean you don't want to hurt anyone, motherfucker? You're literally hurting everyone, dude. Insanity.
Does he have his hands up?
Yeah.
He does have his hands up? Okay.
He's like, I don't want to hurt anyone. Bro, you're driving 120 miles an hour. down the fucking highway. Like, even that alone is very likely to hurt someone. Before we talk about how you kidnapped someone with a gun after you did a murder. The worst demand he makes is the fucking top of the hour ad breaks running right now. He's like on the phone and he's like, it's top of the fucking hour. That means there's a 60-second ad break on the HasanAbi broadcast. Okay? But at least he makes up for it by saying, you can avoid those ads if you have an ad block or a VPN, or by subscribing, either with a $5 a month subscription or with an Amazon Prime. Because you get one free Twitch Prime that you can use on your favorite Best Segway Andy streamer. So good.
Already walking towards them.
Step over to your right. Step over to your right. Away from traffic. Drop down to your knees. Don't move.
It was just after 7 a.m. when Edwin Lara was arrested and taken into custody at the Redding Police Department in Northern California. He was brought into the interrogation room at 1 p.m. It was now exactly 60 hours after Kaylee had gone missing.
Hello, sir. Hi. My name is Sergeant Beckwith. I'm Mac. Wait, I shouldn't introduce myself because you guys know me. We know a little bit, right? So a couple things. We got some housekeeping items to talk about before we start talking about things. Those are going to be your Miranda rights and your right to a counselor. Okay. And then I wanted to talk to you, just to let you know where I'm coming from, because it sounds like you've done a lot of good things, even to this point. And so we're not really concerned about the NDA at this point. It's going to be about, finding her. Okay. So, but before we do that, do you have any questions for me on the onset before I advise you of some things? Because I'm going to advise you of your Miranda rights and your consular rights, right? Before we start talking about things at all. But as far as questions you have before we get into that, I'm all my cards on the table kind of guy. Okay, I'm not going to come in here and try to be all tricky or whatever. Detective McLaughlin's the same way. Okay.
Well, all I got to say is that I want to go home.
Okay.
I'm going to do everything possible to go home.
Yes, sir. And home meaning Oregon?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Home, right?
Yeah, we're working on that as well. Okay. So that's something we're working on. Do you want us to notify the consular's office at this time? No. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I just want to get through the nitty-gritty. We have not been able to find Kaylee's body. Can you please help me find her body immediately before we start talking about anything else? The reason why I'm asking you that is I've done this a bunch of times.
I want to tell you where the body is.
Yeah.
I do. But I want to get home first.
Okay. So here's what I know about this. Hear me out, sir. We can't change what happened, the three of us in this room. And people will care more about what happens right now than what happened before. So we know that you've been talking to some people, et cetera, right? And because we have different jurisdictions, I can assure you that right now the DA's office is working on allowing us to take you back to Oregon, okay? But they're still working on that, okay? So in the meantime, we need to consider some things, okay? If this information gets to other people that you were like, hell yeah, I'm gonna tell you, but only until I get what I want, they might try to think of this about something different than what it is.
The suspect has stated his desire to be transferred back to Oregon, where his family is, and will only start talking once this is guaranteed. The detective's response is to induce fear. He starts attacking the suspect's character and alludes to the perceptions of others with regard to his character. This type of approach is typically used at the later stages of an interrogation, as building rapport is most often the main focus this early on. The most common approach at this moment would be for the officer to lie and tell the suspect they will do everything in their power to fulfill the request. However, the most common approach is not always the most effective.
Right. And so what I've determined is, And we've looked at this a bunch of times, because I don't think you're a bad guy.
The detective now elevates the suspect's character by what's known as reframing. He presents a different way of looking at the situation, which puts the suspect in a more favorable light. This is the perfect approach to take at this moment, yet the detective marginally slips up. He appears to get slightly aggravated once the suspect breaks eye contact and reverts back to a mild display of aggression.
Right? I think that things have spun completely out of control, sir. Sir, am I right? Okay.
The detective seems to have a hard time in concealing his disgust and anger. It's a slip of the mask, but fortunately isn't too drastic at this early stage.
But, that being said, you know from your training and your education that we have a massive load of resources right now dedicated to one thing, and that's to serve the victim's family, okay? And they need that, and they need that right now. And so, I need you to remember that it doesn't matter so much about what happened, it's what you do now.
Yeah. And you know this, man. Not a
Matt
pen?
wants to do a map.
So before, can I say the story what happened first?
Yeah, as you're drawing, please, or whatever you'd like to do, sir. You want us to get you out of that stuff?
Highway from, yeah.
It says, you'll see it right away.
Buried in the ditch.
Is it buried or?
It's not buried. It's
Just in the ditch itself?
It's just in the ditch.
Okay, it's outside of the highway across from that mailbox. Correct.
You're doing good, Edwin. You know what? This is not easy. Or you might be a little bit scared. We're going to hear what you have to say. We really, really want to. I'm thankful, and so is Sergeant Beckwith, that you know what the right thing to do is right now, and that's to help us locate her, for her family, for the community, for us, for you, for your wife, all that good stuff, okay? So I'm thankful to you. I want to say that right away, that you hear what this man has to say, and that you've got a heart inside of you. And I know, because I was in your house. I saw the Bible. I know you thumb through it a lot. I see that you've tithed for months consecutively. I know you have God in your heart, okay? And that's just not a trick. That's eternal, right? You know that. But I'm not talking about this moment. I'm talking about the big picture, okay? And so I appreciate your honesty.
So, what happened, man? What happened? Like the straight up, what happened?
So I was putting the signs up where there was an event going on.
It's a
School,
college.
It's cyclist event or whatever. You know, I was in a hurry because I wanted to get out of it. And I was gonna turn south on College Way on the D4 lot. So I was gonna turn south on the do not enter area there.
It's worth noting that investigators had already come up with their own detailed account of what most likely happened, which was that Edwin offered Kaylee a ride, and that she trusted him because of his occupation and the vehicle he was driving. Once she got in, he drove to a secluded area, raped her, and then murdered her with the rock that was found in his shed. They will entertain his version of events to start with, but then push for further admission once they attain his baseline narrative.
And I didn't see her, she was wearing all black. So I was in a hurry, so it was my fault. And I wasn't expecting anybody, you know, at that time of night, so I just turned and I mean, I didn't hit her that hard. I just bumped her with the patrol car, bumped her with the front rack. And she fell down, and at first I thought, you know, first thing I was, oh, I killed her, you know, but I didn't hit her that hard. So I got off the car, and she was really drunk. And then she looks at me, and then she started screaming.
She started screaming,
yeah,
or you did?
She did. So I panicked, and I just grabbed her by the throat and told her, shut up, shut up, shut up. So she passed out. I put her on the back of the patrol car, drove her up the B12 lot, and then I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. She already seen me. She saw my face. So I opened the door, and that's when she came back. She started screaming again. So I grabbed her in the chokehold, And I was telling her, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. She was just struggling to scream. So I threw her down and my head over a rock on the head. After that, I dragged her body behind a tree there, and I hit her with another rock. And that's when I think she died, because I heard her breathing, her last breath.
He goes on to state that he left her body in the deserted parking lot, goes home to wash his clothes, drives back with his personal car, wraps her body in a plastic sheet, and puts her in the trunk.
So what happened next?
So I drove her to a ditch by close to my parents' house, and she was kind of heavy, you know, so I just grabbed her and pretty much ripped everything off her, like her clothes. I threw her in the ditch.
He goes home, but then returns soon after to move the body to a more secluded location.
You know, and at this time I was feeling really bad, you know, because I've never killed anybody, and I feel really bad about her, about the girl. She didn't deserve to die. And I was feeling really bad about what I went to, because she's my everything. And I know that most likely I will die in prison, you know. And that's gonna be one of the things that I'm gonna take in my heart, Isabel. And the regret of killing this girl.
Nope.
And I know this.
Nope. He regrets getting caught, bro. That's what he regrets.
Recorded and apologized to the parents. To the dad, I know the dad has been looking for her nonstop. I apologize.
I wonder what he thinks. Like, does he think this is gonna fucking get him like a lesser sentence or something?
What I did. I woke up with this thing in my heart, like heavy, you know, and I'm like, so I knew that from the moment I told my wife she's going to turn me in, because I know her. And she loves her job, and she loves what she's doing now, and I knew she was going to do it, no matter how much she loves me. So I told her with that purpose. I told her I killed this girl. I'm gonna walk out of here. I'm gonna drive out of here. You do your thing. She's like, why are you putting me in that spot? I'm like, because I know you're gonna do the right thing. I know you're not gonna be my accomplice, because you're not that type of woman. So she kept telling me, please don't leave. Just turn yourself in. Turn yourself in. And I'm like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison.
He recounts the events leading up to the morning he left the roadside motel with his abductee, Andrea.
I mean, I knew that sooner or later I was going to get caught. And you know, for a fact. You know, and
he was trying to buy some time.
I was.
Are you pretending that you didn't watch this video with Chad already? That's never been my... I'm not pretending at all. It's a different video. Actually, you know what? Let's ban this person. That's a oh, there it is. Sick pre-watch. 14-month dipshit, dude. He said bye. Like what happens like after, again, there's like a turning point in the brains of my subscribers. Like after 12 months, they're like, I'm so fucking desperate. I just want a crumb of attention. Like I've been here for 14 months, been giving like my, you know, been doing this for 14 months and he's never ever, like, I don't even remember that chatter's name and I will not remember it, dude. Just be like a more fucking productive person to the chat and I'll recognize you, okay?
Sometimes so I can say bye to my family, I guess.
Did you talk to your family after this?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Not so good. My grandpa told me that I screwed up my life. My mom and dad can believe it, or my stepdad, I should say. He's like my dad. Can't believe it. You know, they were.
Mods, don't unban the 14-month Andy when they inevitably fucking get into your DMs like, oh my god, I was just kidding. I really wanted it. Please, please, please. Don't unban them.
Very concerned about me.
A large middle segment of the footage was cut. For whatever reason, the district attorney refused to release it. But what we know is that the investigators managed to get Edwin to drastically change his story. He goes from stating that he accidentally ran the victim over to now intentionally picking her up. He claims to have thought she was a prostitute, tried to solicit her for sex, and then panicked once she refused and affirmed that she was in fact a student. He said that he initially tried to make sure that she wouldn't call the police before letting her go, and that she then started screaming once he wouldn't let her out of the car, at which point he panicked and thought he had no other choice but to kill her. He goes on to state that he first got into the back and choked her unconscious. He then took her to a secluded parking lot and then bludgeoned her to death with a rock. There was no mention of sexual assault. The fact that he thought she was a sex worker is highly implausible, as prostitution in the area was unheard of, whereas drunken students walking home was a common occurrence, and they would often get a ride from public safety officers if they were to pass one. The suspect would have known that a young woman staggering home was most likely a drunk student as opposed to a prostitute. The detectives know this, and now try to push for the next step of admission. They attempt to get him to admit that his immediate intention was to both rape and murder the victim as soon as he saw her walking alone on the road.
So a couple things you need to understand, and we're finally getting to the real problem here, we really are, is you knew she was never getting out the car the moment you shut that door. Well, let me finish. You need to let me finish, right? Because I know this, okay? Because you said we were hookers.
Like, that's such a fucking horrific thing where you're drunk and you think the fucking public campus safety officer is gonna, you know, help you out. Like, that's so, it's so fucked up. It's as indecent and as fucked up as like the way Ted Bundy used to lure people by behaving like he was handicapped and in need of help. Like, it's so insane. It's so psychotic, dude.
She's like, no. Immediately you go to give me your purse and your phone.
Why knew she wasn't going to get out?
She wasn't going to survive that encounter, was she?
No.
Because you can't rape her and let her live, can you?
And she can't make a phone call if you have it.
I wasn't going to rape her.
Well, you can't let her live.
Edwin, we're missing something here, man.
Look, yeah, I know what you guys are thinking, and it makes perfect sense. It does.
Because why would you ask for her purse? What was in your head that made you want her purse?
Because, you know,
just in case she had a gun, she could defend herself.
She was gonna use her phone
to call 911. Call for help.
So, but listen to this. According to your story, this is where it does not make sense. If your intent isn't already there to do some kind of harm or some kind of evil to her, some friggin' evil that's there, bro. It's there. You just gotta face it down, man. You can't cower away from it. You face that damn thing down right now.
His fucking frame is being shattered right now, okay? That's like, my man's got real Kyle energy, which is understandable. That's like how a human being would react in this situation. Surprisingly, one of the most like human reactions I've ever seen in an interrogation against like one of these bloodthirsty freaks.
If you know the only way if you don't have intent in her head, your thought is, I gotta
My man said, you're a Weasley little liar, dude.
keep that phone away from her because she's gonna call for help before anything bad's even happened. You've already made a decision. Am I right or am I wrong? Help me.
So, I made the decision at that time to silence her.
To kill her. Let's be real. When you say silence her, you mean kill her. Is that correct?
Okay. Because
When did you make that decision?
when she started screaming, because she had seen my face.
But you already grabbed her phone. You already kept her away from making a call for help or contacting someone. So you're already preserving yourself. So I'm thinking it's before, when you ask for the purse, I think you already know in your head, I'm going to silence her. I'm going to kill her. Why else would you ask?
So, when she gave me her, like, she had her phone, because I knew her phone was back there. Like, it just clicked on my head, and I put her purse back there, her phone is in there, you know. So I told her, give me the purse. So she hands over the purse, and I'm like, your phone is not in here. And she goes, yes, it is. So I start digging in the purse with this hand, and I find phones.
Trying to come across as remorseful after admitting to doing a rape and murder is so fucking wild. Like, what is this guy thinking? How the fuck did he think he was going to get away with this? It's actually mind-boggling. The thing I'll say about JCS, we've watched this on a different channel, and that one was really good too. That coverage was really good too. But the thing that's different about JCS is like how much JCS focuses on the fact that he was a campus security, like campus public safety officer, and how that also adds an additional layer to the power dynamic where the victim thought that they were, you know, in the presence of safety. I totally missed that part in the previous one. Maybe it was in there as well. But it's very good.
There, so, and, you know, very relieved, but at this time she's struggling with the door, and I'm telling her, shut up.
You know why you felt relieved when you found that phone? You know why? Tell me why you felt relieved.
She wasn't calling her help.
And she was never gonna get away.
Because she had seen my face already.
She had already seen your face. And you already knew what you were gonna do.
No.
You were gonna silence her. You already told us that.
Well, yeah, but
Why else would you grab her phone?
Because from the moment, that's when I knew that she wasn't a hooker. You know.
And she's gonna tell. She's gonna say something.
If I let her out of the car, she's gonna go say, hey, you know, security guard raped me or something.
Do you have dominion over a woman?
No, JCS didn't say that. He said, please don't use the fake accounts that re-upload paywalled content. This is a JCS account.
Dominion?
Mm-hmm. Dominant. Is there anything about her life that means less than yours?
No.
Okay.
But you told us earlier when you were trying to carjack people in Salem, you wanted a woman who was weaker.
Weaker woman because I knew a guy was gonna fight me and I didn't want to kill anybody.
Right. So you have dominion.
I don't necessarily.
I guess what I'm getting at with that question is that at some point or another, something as minor as an offensive comment, are you a hooker? I mean, honestly, what we've approached there is...
You know what? I'm going to go back on that last fucking idiot who's been a 6-month subscriber. He's just asking a question, dude. Like, why are you fucking banning them? Because that's not a question, okay? There you go. You fucking derailed it. Do you understand? You just derailed the stream in the successful way that other person was trying to derail the stream. Nowhere does JCS, even in the original fucking tweet that they posted, say, don't watch my videos. They literally say, we love your reactions. We just don't want you to watch the re-uploaded videos. So that person literally is already coming at the story from a negative point of view regardless. Okay, are you happy? That's why I fucking permanently banned them. Also, if you don't like it, and this is your fucking take on it, then you can get fucked, actually. Okay? I'm not going to do ban appeals anytime soon now, 14-month subscribers. If you think I'm going to do ban appeals and that's why you're trying to get on them, I'm literally not going to do it on purpose now, okay? I was going to do it, but now I'm not going to do it because it's so obvious that, like, long-time community members in here unironically think that they could just, like, get fucking, you know, make content out of, like, ban appeals because I did it one fucking time. Does anyone else want some? Eight-month subscriber. Chat, suck his dick, please. Acting like a big bitch to people who subscribe. Lol, your chat is useless. It moves so fast as it is. What is happening? Is there like a Discord where everyone got together and decided, I fucking hate Hasan? It's just like, fuck Hasan. I'm sick and tired of his bullshit. Is that what's going on? Is that what's happening? Does anyone want some more, dude? Do you like this? Is this the content that you wanted? Is this the content that you subscribed for fucking 14 months, dude? Is that what you wanted? Just for a petty single fucking moment of having your fucking username show up on the screen? Is that why? The reason why I ban people is because I want to just like ban them to show other people that like this is not a way to chat in the chat, to try to derail the stream, and then we move on. If you're going to do that, if you're going to do that and you want me to derail the stream, yeah, I'll do it for you, okay? It's very fucking selfish. You are being selfish to the 32,000 other people in here. You just want your fucking voice to be heard for a brief moment and derail the stream. Okay? That's why I do that. Anyway, the rest of you are fine. I don't know why, like, I don't know why so many long-term subs are actually coming at it from the point of view of like, you know, you're being so fucking, you're power tripping, you're being so annoying, you're being so annoying, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's keep going.
You possibly losing your job for offending somebody. Okay, people are offended every day. People lose their job for offending people every day. That all of a sudden became more important than the life of a human being that you say is equal.
I think
This is a very bizarre set of questions, especially considering what the detectives are trying to achieve. They are attempting to get the suspect to confess to first-degree murder with special circumstances, along with rape in the first degree. By attacking his character like this, and alluding to his supposed warped view on women, he will be unlikely to give further admission. It's more likely to get his guard back up and make him focus on preserving what he has left of his reputation. The detectives should instead be downplaying the crimes. They should be reframing his motives as both understandable and uncontrollable, almost as if premeditated rape and murder could be committed by anyone on a bad day.
she honestly thought that I was gonna do something.
You were, man. And when that's
Because-
the problem right now, you were. You absolutely
At first I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Well, sir, let me back up. Let's just settle this right now. When you saw that girl and you picked her up, were your intentions to help her because you're a security guard on the campus and people look up to you? Was your intent to find some way to help her? Or was your intent to find a way to f her, either by paying for sex or taking sex? And when things went south, you knew you had to kill her because now the person she looks to for safety and security wants something from her that she doesn't want to give him.
Once again, instead of downplaying the crimes, he lays out the scene in a blunt manner. He makes his disgust at the alleged conduct far too noticeable when he should be remaining indifferent.
Thank
at
you,
minimum.
Colton's
Some
twin, for the 10 tier 1
investigators
gift
would even
subs.
be able to feign companionship and sympathy at this moment, which would significantly increase the likelihood of further admission.
So I've never seen cops get like this agitated when people are when they're talking to like a murderer rapist. It is a unique one. For sure. Like normally cops are able to keep their composure for a multitude of reasons. Maybe because they identify with the murderer, who knows. But this one, they're wilding out. Rayway 1021, thank you for the 10 gift. Thank you for the subs. Maybe they're mad you blew up and there's no other way to, there's others here to enjoy your content. Is that stalker entitlement for the boys? No, it's not. I think they just want fucking attention. Like they're just so starving and so desperate for it. That's why they write dumb shit in the chat. And when I ban one of their like friends that are in like their little Discord, all the other ones immediately dive in and they're like, why the fuck did you do that? It's silly as fuck. Thank you, Weird Panorama, for the 10 gifted subs. It is because he is a Hispanic dude who killed a white college girl. That could be a reason.
When you help someone, you call her on the radio.
Did you call her on the radio?
No, because I thought she was a hooker, and when I realized she wasn't a hooker, I felt discovered. Oh crap! You know, now she's gonna go tell the whole world that I was looking for sex.
Oh, wow, how weird would that be for a dude to be looking for sex? See what I'm saying? And that's not that bad.
Dudes
right?
look for sex.
Dudes look for sex.
Well, yeah, but not a security guard that is supposed to protect.
Well, I think you just said it, man.
Another random dude walking the street.
So are we lucky in the fact that the first time you can't control your urge to have sex with a beautiful woman, that we catch you?
The sound that you heard after the strike of the first rock.
Thank you to BR02BKB for the 10.
The second is abdominal breathing, and you know this. It's the sound of life leaving her body. It's the sound of the life God breathed into her, leaving her, and her life being no more, going away, being done. It's the sound of everyone loving her, mourning. It's the sound of her blood crying out from the friggin' earth. Right? You know this. You need to hear it though. Okay? I respect you enough, Edwin, at this point, that I've asked you for detail, and now I'm going to give you my own. Okay? Those are the cold hard facts. Does God still love you? Will he forgive you? Will he bring you back into his heart? Will he?
This is actually quite a good strategy, as the suspect is highly religious, yet the focus should be kept on this element as opposed to the magnitude of the crime, which the detective for some reason continues to incorporate into the dialogue.
I just want to show the reason why I banned that fucking 12-month Andy is because of this, okay? Because the 12-month Andy is like defending this shit, okay? I ripped this from the Discord. I don't even know if that was the fucking, if this was the dweeb I fucking banned. Like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. If you've been in here for 12 fucking months and I ban someone like this and you're like, he was just asking a question, like, you're literally a fucking moron. And I didn't permaban that person who was being a fucking moron. I gave them a week off. So when you pile on top of that and literally turn around and go, oh my God, you're such a fucking power-hungry, power-tripping dictator, then yeah, if you've been here for fucking 6 months plus, then yes, of course I'm gonna fucking clap your ass cheeks and permanently ban you. Okay? And you kind of deserve it.
dialogue.
Questions you have to answer for yourself. But the truth of the matter is that her blood cries out, man. That her life is gone. It will never be replaced. The truth of the fact is this: what you mistook for a hooker was an absolute angel, was the apple of her mom and dad's eye, was the breath that they breathed, that they spent and cultivated all their life raising and growing. And she is gone forever with your semen all over her.
Although the detective's approach is somewhat miscalculated, this is a highly revealing moment, as there is no denial whatsoever from the suspect about his semen being on the victim.
That's the truth, man. Okay? It's brutal. It's hard to say. It's hard to sit in here. But you gotta face it before you can look your God in the eye and ask for that forgiveness and be able to receive it.
The investigators get no further admission from this moment on. This enabled the suspect to eventually take a plea deal in order to avoid the death penalty in 2017. They needed a confession of either rape or attempted rape to remove any sort of leverage from his defense. His sentencing hearing commenced on January 22nd, 2018.
This morning, 32-year-old Edwin Lara pleaded guilty to aggravated murder in the death of 23-year-old Kaylee Sawyer. This plea deal means he will avoid a possible death sentence. Amy Frazier is live in Bend, where she's been at that hearing. Amy?
Well, Kaylee Sawyer's family and friends have packed a courtroom here today as they face her killer. There's been both tears and intense anger as they tell the judge how Kaylee's murder has impacted their lives. At about 9:30 this morning, 32-year-old Edwin Lara pleaded guilty to 1 count of aggravated murder. He went on a multi-state crime spree, kidnapping a woman in Salem and then driving to California, where he's accused of shooting a man and then carjacking a family before being caught. This morning, Kaylee's grandfather told the court he has 3 wishes.
Number 1, to have our Kaylee back.
This JCS seems kind of weak as a guy confessed from even before being detained. I prefer when they absolutely beak the killers. I'm missing our man Jim. Jimbo is the GOAT. I love the term absolutely beak the killers, unless you meant absolutely break the killers. But I love that beaking a killer is like it's a new term now. Yo, this guy fucking absolutely beaked the killer. Just beaked him. Thank you, Shreyway, for the 10 subs. And thank you, Colton's twin, for the 10 subs as well. Get fucked. Get beaked. Still don't quite understand the relevance of Jim's inability to swim. Could you elaborate? I fucking wish I understood that, dude. These guys are impossible to get a hold of, okay? I've fucking tried. God knows I've tried, dude. They are so hard to communicate with. I don't know how to fucking, I don't know. They're just virtually impossible to communicate with. Like, they're hard.
Back with us, alive and well, and pursuing her life. Number 2, I wish to have this piece of garbage, the defendant, sentenced to death for what he's done to my Kaylee. And number 3, I wish the court system in the state of Oregon would just hand him over to me and allow me to administer the death sentence.
Kaylee's mom also spoke today, calling Lara a monster. More family and friends will speak later this afternoon. The judge is expected to sentence him later today or tomorrow. We just found out a little while ago that the judge has sentenced Edwin Lara to spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of release, without the possibility of parole. In July of 2016, Kaylee went for a late-night walk. Lara, who was working as a security guard at Central Oregon Community College, lured and trapped her in the back seat of his patrol car.
Oh my God, it's a real thing. Speaking to trash talk someone to their face and make them look like an idiot in front of other people. That's awesome. I love that.
Prosecutors say he took her purse and phone and drove her to a remote parking lot on campus. Prosecutors say he sexually assaulted her and Kaylee fought for her life. Laura then, we're told, used a large rock to kill her and then dumped her body off the highway near Redmond. Now, just before being sentenced today, Laura addressed Kaylee's family and the court.
God Almighty, who art in heaven.
I remember this.
Oh, Elohim Adonai.
Fuck you,
I ask
asshole.
you, please, heal the hearts, all those broken hearts of this community.
Fuck him, dude.
All along, Kaylee's family has said they want her to be remembered for the joy and the love that she brought to life. They say justice is now served, but it doesn't ease their pain. Again, Edwin Lara will spend the rest of his life in prison without, we're told, any chance of ever getting out. Reporting live in Deschutes County, Amy Frazier, KOIN 6 News.